Good evening, and welcome to Variant Roles, where we will be playing Friday Night Fate, the Dresden Files RPG, the Portland Files. I will be your GM for the evening. I am Adam, and I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing everybody else that's not these characters. So let my characters introduce themselves, starting with Selena.
Hi, I'm Selena. I'm ABCDFAR on Twitter. I use she/her pronouns, and I play Nikki Anderson, who also uses she/her pronouns. And I was injured, and so that's why I wasn't here last. I was injured. Nikki was injured. And I'm back. I was on a short little jaunt in North Carolina, and now I'm back with this awesome leather jacket. So I'm like, I have to wear this. So yeah.
So Nikki, since you weren't here last week, we will let you have what is your top conspiracy theory that may or may not be going on inside of the game right now? Because everybody else got to say theirs.
I don't know, man. Like everybody hit everything I was already thinking, anyways. So
That's fair. That's fair. We'll see if we can add any more to the pile tonight.
yeah.
All right. Moving along, we will go to Natalie.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I use she, they pronouns. I'm playing Kasara, everybody's favorite, totally normal human. I mean, white court vampire therapist. I tried. Okay? That's an episode.
Yes, indeed. who got a little bit of a surprise last week. Everything is fine. Continuing down to Nick.
Hello, I am Nick. I play Percy Hamilton, and we both use he, him pronouns. Percy is a ghost-talking detective who makes bad decisions to run away from his past.
It's a good program so far. I like it. definitely no bad things are coming. And continuing to move to Danielle.
Hi, I am Danielle, and I play Harmony Ward, our only wizard for this session, because Dad Wizard is not here. So that can only go well.
We're having a party, right? That's the plan, right? We're gonna have a party.
Yeah.
It'll be great. It's gonna be great. And last but certainly not least, our lovable trickster CJ.
Hi, everyone. I'm CJ Hunter. I play Cole Trickle, our resident disaster puka changeling, car thief, whatever. I make bad decisions because they're fun, not really for any other reason. Both my and my characters use he, him, and looking forward to absolutely, honestly, two wizards is a luxury. Having one is fine. I'm not even going to say that Harmony is our backup wizard, because that's kind of demeaning. She's a perfectly good wizard and all by herself, and I'm certainly sure that without Andy we can talk her into doing all kinds of stuff.
That's probably true, yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Also,
as mentioned,
she's more powerhouse, anyways, in my opinion.
as mentioned, unfortunately, Zachary will not be able to join us this evening. He's feeling a little bit under the weather, probably catching one of the various flu-like plagues that are roaming the countryside and kidnapping unsuspecting hosts. We will hopefully see him next week, and I'm sure he won't get up to any shenanigans on his own. So,
I don't believe you.
To recap from last time, we opened on Kasara being visited by a mysterious package delivery person that has no affiliation with any organization that is not sponsoring us, named Jake. And Kasara was given a package that held a small necklace. It was rather beautiful, and like a good player, Kasara touched the necklace, and then a thing happened where Kasara was suddenly not where she was. She was in a cabin somewhere far, far away, talking with an old woman who claimed to be Baba Yaga, and was proceeded to be told that Baba Yaga was worshipped by her mother, and her mother prayed to Baba Yaga when Kasara was born for protection, because Kasara is the daughter of Lord Wraith, and Lord Wraith is not one to let his daughters go. And Baba Yaga answered her prayer by calling in a favor / making a deal with the package delivery person named Jake, who we later found out was actually Uriel in disguise. For those of you that read the Dresden Files, that's also the name he uses on his janitor uniform. You're welcome. And Jake and Baba Yaga had a discussion with Kasara, and they informed her that unfortunately someone has been cheating and breaking the rules, and Kasara is technically no longer protected from Lord Wraith. Fortunately for Kasara, Lord Wraith's got a little bit more on his mind than coming after Kasara, and unknown to everyone in the room, will never probably come after Kasara for reasons. You should read the books. They're good.
Reasons.
Reasons. Lots and lots of reasons. But Jake informs Kasara that faith is an important thing to have, and so because the cheating happened, Kasara is allowed to have her mother's necklace back, which was part of the bargain that was struck to protect Kasara. And her mother, really. I mean, both people. And so Kasara wakes up in the office with this necklace around her neck. Seemingly several hours had passed. And while she was trying to figure out what that meant, we cut to the rest of the crew, minus Nikki, who was picked up at Shafalia's by her family because, as per the regulations of the non-aggression pact, the signatories are informed when one of their members are hurt. And Nikki is officially a member of the pact, so the pact got a phone call, and they came and picked her up. And
Yeah, Andy's in trouble.
we definitely won't have a problem with there. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew went back to Andy's to have a little soiree / get together / what the hell are we going to do now talk. And they decided to try and interrogate the elf. They sealed him in a summoning circle and were trying to interrogate him. It didn't go very well until Kasara showed up and was like, hey, this is what I do. Let me at him. And this is what I do. She did. She broke down his social defenses quite rapidly and quite expertly. I believe it was a single roll because Kasara is insane and well made in the sense of mechanics. And the elf began to spill the beans, so to speak, although the beans that spilled were not as helpful as you had hoped. It seemed like something had manipulated this creature's mind in a manner that many of you didn't even know was possible. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, though I could just say this at general and be pretty correct most of the times, Andy was freaking out about the fact that Faye being manipulated was not a thing that should be happening. And before you could question him further, you kind of asked a line of questioning that triggered some kind of compulsion for him to end his own life. And he seemingly did so with rapidity and without any compunction. He just did it, and it was over, and you all like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it caught you all off guard, actually, because you were not expecting such a strong defense mechanism, given that you were dealing with one of the Fae, who are pretty good at surviving. And so, left with a lot of questions, you kind of were milling about for a bit, when Percy decided that he needed really much to show Andy something and ask Andy a question, in which Percy demonstrated that he can open ways to the Never Never all of a sudden. And because of that, he triggered the map that Andy has in his office, and everybody else ran the hell upstairs like, oh my god, what's happening? Turns out that Percy somehow, maybe through the help of Manny, can sense weak spots in the fabric of reality, especially near scenes of death. And I'm sure that won't be important at all. Nope. eventually, the group reconvened and decided that, you know what, they should probably investigate Mackworth Island, which is the island that is drivable to. And so they all jumped in Cole's car and decided to get to the island. On the way there, they tried to cross a bridge that appeared to everyone but, I believe, Kasara, because she made a crazy discipline roll.
I did great last game. I don't know who died. Like, killed it on empathy, killed it on discipline. It was wonderful.
Yep. So she was the only one that didn't believe the illusion that was there. And so she got in the driver's seat and drove everyone seemingly off the bridge, but not really, because it was a glamour. And everyone took a point of mental stress because that hurts when you are confronted with a reality that's not real. And you managed to get to the other side of the bridge, met some centaurs who weren't very nice, and you essentially flashed your wizard badges. That's kind of what you did, to speak to the Lady of Summer and the Summer Night. Well, so you didn't know that who's you were going to speak to at the time. You just said, whomever is in charge. And that turned out to be Lily and Fix, who you met, you talked with, and you managed to wheedle a promise out of them that they would not engage in open warfare until after the stone table was completed, though they did explicitly tell you that if they were attacked, they would defend themselves. So they would not have zero hostilities. So if anyone attacks them, they will defend themselves. And because she are so good at bending the law, you might have a problem if they get attacked, because defending might quickly turn into an offensive. But we'll see what happens there. So with that, the party leaves Mackworth Island, having 4 days left until the stone table is completed and all-out war between the Fae happens. In the skies of Portland. It'll be great. So...
It's happened before. It's fine. It turned out fine last time, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Just
Queen
the summer
didn't die.
just the summer lady died. It's fine.
It's like, you know.
We got a new one quickly. It's fine.
I was going to say, the position filled rather fast. It was...
I was gonna say, yeah, it worked out great. She was crazy anyways.
Yeah, there's a whole lot.
That's actually, this is a terrible idea, because it means one of us would probably get put in the position, and that's just a whole other game, guys. Don't let it be cast.
Hey,
Don't let
I've
it be
thrown my
cast.
lot in with Winter.
So, where we pick up tonight is a fantastic place. Well, Nikki, why don't you describe what your PAX cabins and housing situation looks like?
So I'd say it's definitely like, almost like, okay, let me phrase this properly. It's almost like you could set this up as like a lodge where you could, it's probably used for tourists sometimes. Like they set it up so it's like a tourist place where you can live in the woods and, you know, kind of like a campground, but
Okay.
it's a fairly nice, you know, has running water, that type of amenities, but no power as far as like internet and stuff. So you don't get any cell signal, so you're totally disconnected. That's probably how we get some income, is just like totally disconnect, retreat kind of situation.
Okay.
But then, like in the off season, then we have that more as our home base.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's like a primitive campground that has permanent residents who just happen to be a pack of werewolves who live there.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so you awaken, and you have that momentary, especially when you've gone off to college for the first time, or if you're staying in a hotel room, you're like, wait, where am I? Why does I don't recognize the room? What the heck's Oh, right. I'm not at my house. I'm somewhere else. Right. Okay. That sleep hazy thing that happens to us sometimes, or we forget that we traveled a long time and then are sleeping in a different bed. That happened to you because you kind of were passed out when you got driven away from Shafalia's and woke up in your bed. So it was a weird reverse. where you weren't expecting to wake up into your childhood bed, and you did. So you were kind of like, am I dreaming? Nope, not dreaming. Okay, because I'm in pain, a lot of pain. Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Would I still be in form? Out of curiosity.
No. So Shafalia was able to remove the arrow in a manner that let you essentially shift back.
Okay.
And probably I would say after that happened, like subconsciously you dropped form.
Right.
Because you're not used to being a werewolf full time. It's usually a part-time gig. And so your body really wanted to shift back. And that might have actually even been causing more discomfort. Like your body kept trying to go back and couldn't. And it was probably a little grating.
Yeah.
So you wake up in your childhood home. You are still sore. You are technically still suffering a moderate consequence as of right now, although it is slowly fading.
Okay.
And probably will be faded by the time we were done with this scene. But for right now, in case you decide to try and throw down with Mom, Pop, and the rest of the family, you will be under a moderate consequence.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I doubt you're going to want to throw down with Mom and Pop, though.
No. Mom's cool. She's chill.
So your room is pretty much how you left it. I don't know when you left home, but it doesn't seem like Mom or Dad has changed your room. Now, whether or not that was your father's doing or your mother's doing, I will leave that to your guess. But it hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
Classic rebel child. They've left your room the exact same as it used to be, hoping for better times. Maybe willing it into being, though I'm guessing that won't work very well. And
We'll see.
as
You never know.
as there is that moment of recognition and maybe even very familiar smells and nostalgia just kind of washes over you as you've woken up in your childhood home, perhaps a decent amount of good memories and probably a few not so good memories. You hear a light rap on your door and a pause as if to wait for permission.
Nah.
And the door opens and your mother comes in. How does your mother look?
She's very pale. Definitely has some of the more Nordic features. Like blonde hair. Not muscular, but not too muscular. Just kind of a lithe. She's probably wearing flannel of some sort. You know, just very cabiny. Blue eyes.
So do you take after your mother or your father more?
Probably more my dad, because
Okay.
I imagine Nikki with like either dark brown or black hair.
Okay. So Josette comes in and does the very much. She comes in very businesslike. She checks your bandages. She makes sure you're not seeping out of anything. Everything is still good. And after she's gone through the ritual of checking to make sure you're okay, she kind of looks you in the eyes and says, "Are you okay, Nikki?"
I'm fine, just tired, bruised. I'll be fine. I can take a hit. You know this. We're fine.
I know you are physically strong, Nikki. You always have been, but are you okay?
What do you mean?
You are not with the pack. You are by yourself.
I found my own kind. Not pack exactly, but I've got friends. They help me out.
Nikki, friends are great. Friends are good. But they are not your kind. They can never understand what you are. They cannot feel the wind in their hair as they run through the forest at night, hunting and protecting. Your lineage is a great one, Nikki. I worry for you.
I don't know what to tell you, Mom. Like, this is just how it is right now, and if things can work out, things will work out, but I can't not have friends and be who I want to be with this pack right now. I hope in the future I can.
We hope so too. But if you ever need to talk, I'm here to listen.
I know.
Okay. Well, I've made some breakfast, and your father's out, so you should probably eat now because he's probably going to yell at you a lot.
Fair enough. I very, like, gingerly get out of bed and, like, just kind of
Yeah,
hobble.
and she helps you get a little dressed and flannel robe and everything else because you're still a little sore, like I said, and moving a little slow. She helps you easily, as you said. She's not super buff, but she's definitely strong enough to help you get out of bed and get dressed and down. And it's a nice, simple breakfast, hearty, but nothing fancy. It's not. She didn't make your favorite breakfast, but she definitely made a good breakfast. And you are able to eat and enjoy your breakfast in peace, because after breakfast, very soon after breakfast, you hear the familiar, confident strides of your father. He walks in the room and looks at your mother and gives her a kiss on the cheek and gets a cup of coffee and sips and looks at you and says, "Oh, you're still here."
I'm just about to leave.
Excellent.
I slowly start, making my way out, getting proper clothing on, and heading out.
I have told Yara that you are no longer to be called home while you continue to keep house with that thing.
She's
I
my friend.
suggest you avoid injury from now on. She is manipulating you, and you are falling for it. She is nothing but a creature of parasitic nature, and she must be extinguished for the safety of humanity. I have tried to tell you this, Nicole. You will not listen. I will not waste words on a child that does not listen to me.
She's my friend. There's nothing I can do about that. And I know she's not manipulating me. Plus, I hear vampires can change.
I don't
And
know
I walk
where
out.
He just lets you go. He doesn't say anything else, and you maybe catch the slightest like annoyance on your mom's face as you walk out, as if like, I thought you were gonna say like peaceful things or anything that wasn't all of what you just said, but you've taken off and you're easily able to, your family keeps some vehicles around and you're allowed to take one. You know where the keys are, and despite how hurt you are very easily able to drive home, back away from your home of birth. Let's put it that way. And I believe as compensation
Awesome.
for confronting your father, the Black Werewolf of the Pack continues to be the Black Werewolf of the Pack. Though it sounds like the Pack might not be getting your back much anymore. All right. Meanwhile, What are the rest of you doing? So we'll say you have managed to make it back from Mackworth Island. It's day number 2 of the ultimatum. So this is the essentially the 4th of 4 days, the start of 4 days. You have to figure out what you're doing. I will even let Nikki have given you guys a phone call telling you that she's on her way home, or she's on her way home.
Yep. When I get signal.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
Well, so didn't everyone except me and Andy see about the lighthouses blowing up, or the lighthouse that blew up?
Yes. So that is something you can you can talk about this morning.
Nice.
I have 0 information because we are, like, the way that I set this up is, like, I'm coming in totally blind, and which is what makes it so much fun.
That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Yay.
So here we go.
So I guess Percy would be knocking on the wizard's door. I'm
That
assuming-
or Cass might have as well, just to be like, that isn't good. I'm gonna show up
Yeah.
on their doorstep.
So Harmony
What do you
Harmony opens her door, and just Percy and Cass are just already standing there.
Hello.
Hi.
One
Can we
I'm
come in?
holding your newspaper.
Come on in.
Yeah, and Percy would have a newspaper. He's older, so probably still does things old school.
Actually, I probably
Cass
have
has
to.
coffee.
I probably have to give them some kind of amulet or passphrase for my new wards.
So you can like unlock it for them, but typically if you want them to be able to come into your house, yes,
Yeah.
you need to give them an amulet to unlock,
Okay.
which is something you can do with thaumaturgy eventually.
Yeah, I probably have not had time to do that just yet, but
Yeah, I will say that you and Andy each have one for yourselves. Like it just unlocks it. So you basically just and it unlocks.
yeah.
And you're like everybody in, and then as soon as you close the
Just
door,
let
it turns back.
turn on. Yeah, so then you would see Harmony doing that essentially, using
Okay.
an amulet to like unlock something, and then all right, come on in.
Friendship bracelets! I'm so excited.
Wizard friendship bracelets.
It's the best.
Oh no.
Yes. I'm just all about collecting jewelry now. So I take it you probably haven't seen the news, have you?
TVs are not. Well, they don't get along very well with me or Andy. I haven't watched television in years.
I figured. Actually, yeah, and if Percy's holding up the newspaper, would it be like front page news or?
I would say it's like below the crease, but definitely front page.
Okay.
It's not the top story, but it's definitely like on the front page.
In which case, Kaz is kind of probably looking at it and trying to find where, and we're just gonna like make to it.
And it's one of those things where it's like, let's see, what would be the excuse that they would give? Freak windstorm causes instability in lighthouse, and lighthouse crumbles.
Gas explosion.
No one. Well, it didn't explode in a manner that was normal. It exploded in a magical manner, so it didn't leave any powder burns or anything that burned. So they can't say it exploded because they don't know how it fell over.
Fair enough.
One fatality noted. Someone died.
Is there a name in the article?
The article does not name anyone because they have not been identified yet.
Aren't these lighthouses? Didn't you all say these are some kind of key or lock on Atlantis, Dragonland, something of that nature?
If someone got that information from our ghost friends.
Siobhan told you.
Oh, Siobhan. Okay,
Yeah, the druid.
Druid friend.
Druid.
Yeah.
So I was there for that. Never
You
mind.
guys are like, you're the
I,
best.
was not there for that, which is why
I thought that was from. I thought that was from a different time then. So, Percy would say yes.
I'm gonna
That's what-
assume then that destroying one of these lighthouses or because I highly doubt that it was a freak windstorm that blew this thing down, is probably not good.
No, probably not. Honestly, about 2 weeks ago, I would have actually believed this story. Since meeting all of you, I now can't.
Welcome to the next level of the magical community.
We should probably go there.
Well-
If there was a fatality, I'll probably be able to ask what happened.
Do we?
Yeah.
We should probably be quick though. I don't know. Is this? We don't know yet if this is connected to the fairy war, and we do only have 4 days to solve that.
How far away is it?
EM will tell you in a second.
I mean, I know you said that there were Malks, so maybe it's involved.
I could go and check on my own if you want to investigate more with the courts. You seem to have a bit more of a knowledge base on that than I do, and I'm
Well, I
got a
don't-
bit more of a knowledge base of the dead.
at this point, I don't think the courts are going to be able to tell us anything. We're going to have to.
If I'm understanding any of this, the courts are being manipulated on both sides.
We're going to have to talk to Annabelle, I think.
You very well might need to.
I'll go to the lighthouse.
I can see about getting in touch with Annabelle. Otherwise, I mean, I think it's silly to think this isn't all connected. I don't know.
Let me ask you both this. I mean, unfortunately, Andy is indisposed at the moment. So I can only go with one of you if we're going to do this at the same time. Do we think that my abilities are better served at the lighthouse, or making sure that Annabelle can't?
I could bring Nikki to help protect me, and you can. I think that between Cass's talking and if you ring up Cole, he might be able to find things in different ways as well. You could get some information that way.
Okay.
But I would recommend using some semblance of neutral ground.
Yes.
It's probably a good idea.
You have that in Portland, yes?
Sushi books.
I haven't been there in a while. That's right.
So, point of information: the lighthouse is the Seguin Island Light Station. It's about an hour and 15 minutes away from Portland, and you have to take a ferry to get out to the island in which the lighthouse is on.
Too bad I'm not bringing Cole. We could steal a ferry.
Well, you could always call him.
I'm sure he'd love to. Steal a ferry. Steal a motor ferry as opposed to a ferry ferry.
F-E-R-R-Y.
Yes.
Yeah.
Faye
yeah.
stealing ferries?
Just felt like the clarification was needed.
So I think the plan right now is for myself and Nikki to go to. By the way, Nikki's on her way back. I
Oh,
think
good.
you said that,
yeah.
Cass, on
I'm
the
glad
side.
Nikki's
Yeah.
okay.
Feel like things might be a little tense for her right now with family. I don't think she really intended to go home right then.
Only a
Probably
little bit.
appreciate
It's
the
fine.
drive then.
Well, I'm sure we can keep her busy so she doesn't have too much time to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly enough plates spinning to do that.
Oh, for sure. All right, so
So then,
once...
as I say, so you and I and Cole to talk to Annabelle / try to figure out, approach things from that angle, and Percy, you'll call Nikki, and the two of you can head out to the lighthouse.
Yeah. Hey, do you have one of your business cards with you? Cass?
Me?
Yeah.
Always. I'll pull out one and give it to you.
He's gonna turn around the back and write a phone number on it.
Okay.
Call this only if things go poorly. I'll know it's coming into a different phone. and I'll react faster.
Wonderful.
And it's
Okay.
not his phone number. It's like a different
It's some other random number. Wonderful. Thank you.
One of his mini burners.
number.
I just want
Always
you guys
keep
to
your
know
burners.
that I'm literally writing the note. Team is gonna split the party.
Always a good move.
Team got together. Team split party.
Yeah.
We're not even fully together. There's only 3 of us, and we've made the decision to split the party.
Exactly.
Nikki
You
ain't
and
even
Nikki
here
would
yet.
prefer to be.
Nikki's not even here yet, and Cole's probably stealing something.
Or working on something. You never know. Cole's a
He has a
Cole-
Stealing
Cole
is
works.
work.
He's
Cole
a legitimate
works.
job at a mechanic's shop.
Cole's gonna show up with a brand new car.
That's Cass's opinion at this point, okay?
Cole's
Yeah,
car.
Cole's car.
Yeah.
Truth hurts, I guess.
This is now just us roasting the 2 team members that aren't
Yeah.
here.
So at that point, Percy would walk outside and call Nick. Does Percy have Nikki's number? We did
probably not.
Did
I
we
don't
do-
know.
Oh, Cass would probably be able to just give it to you.
Yeah. Well, at
Yeah.
that mixer, did like the end of the first session, did we all give each other our numbers like that first
Yeah.
time where we were all
Yeah,
like,
but
"Hey,
I-
I can talk to
I
guess
ghosts.
I may
Hey,
have
I'm a
given you a
werewolf."
burner. I may have given you a burner number because
Ah.
I keep my cell phone basically at home. I don't keep my cell phone on me most of the times because I know I'm going to be around wizards.
Dresden Files, slowly keeping the burner phone industry alive.
So you could keep one number across burners if you wanted to.
Yeah, probably.
Don't ask how I know that. But I'll call Nikki and just
Okay.
relay the plan over. Of like,
Wait, so you want me to go with you when Cass is going to talk to another White Court vampire? Are you
I'm-
sure you don't need Cole for this?
I don't know how much Cole's very good at what he does,
Mm-hmm.
and he hit some people real hard at that racetrack.
That is true. I didn't do much of a dent on them, I'm sorry to say. My
But I
teeth are
don't-
not cold metal.
I don't know if it's gonna be Faye again there, and I think that helped a lot for Cole. If you want to go with Cass, I can take Cole absolutely. I just thought that your power might be better suited
Yeah.
in the wide open
Mm.
space of a lighthouse beach area.
And I will
Thing
point out.
is-
I will point out for logistics sense. The lighthouse is closer to where you are right now, Nikki, than going all the way back to Portland. So he's driving north, and you're coming south. So it's actually faster for you to go to the lighthouse than to go to Portland, just from a logistics standpoint.
Also, you
Right.
could meet me on the way.
So you said Cole and Harmony will be there?
Yes, the Harmony's
Yeah.
they're going to neutral ground.
Okay.
If they decide to do something on neutral ground, then it's going to be worse than
I-
whatever. It's going to blow up their whole secrecy that they're trying to do. I doubt.
Yeah, Jarl will come after him if something happens with that.
that.
Okay.
And is it like a warden thing that comes in if you do things on neutral ground?
I
I don't know.
hear Dresden's busy, or Wizard Dresden. I don't know. I don't know much about that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Neither one of you knows how the Unseelie Accords works, really. So you're just like, yeah, Dresden. I don't really know what's going on.
Oh, something bad happens. There's a warden. I'm sure that's what that's about.
For the audience at home who's flipping along in their book, the Unseelie Accords are enforced by Queen Mab.
So Dresden would come in and figure it out.
Yeah, so Dresden.
Yeah.
They should. Okay, yeah.
I also
I'll see you
gave
there.
him my emergency number. If things go wrong, then we could, break
Yeah.
some speed limits on the way back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll see you there.
Cola approved. All right, so the teams are.
Speed limits are more
Oh,
like
no, that
guidelines
that
anyway.
GM laugh.
You
I
guys,
You
enjoy it
asked
at this
for
point.
this.
It's funny.
you guys have great plans. I love your plans.
Our plans never go wrong.
As many times as I could say, this won't happen or nothing can go wrong as a player, I want to.
like, we split the party multiple times before. It's been fine.
You got hurt last time the party
Exactly.
was split.
I was about to say that.
2 of your people almost died. It's been fun.
I
And
got
by
better.
died, I mean taken out.
We got attacked by, a necromancer that one time.
And somehow didn't die, which is amazing.
Yeah, honestly, actually, Cass and Harmony have a great track record if you think about it.
That's true. We survived the necromancer.
We did.
It's gonna be great until it's not.
All right. So, who would like to go first?
So,
Oh, man.
since I would be the one getting called if things go sideways, I think it should be the other team going first so that we would know if I get called eventually.
I think
Yeah.
if you guys go first, then because I mean, everything's happening kind of simultaneously, so it depends on the timeline. Because I don't actually know how I'm calling Annabelle, guys. We're gonna figure that one out.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, how are you gonna get?
We gotta figure that part out
Ask
first.
that question.
I
That
mean,
was
you
my
know where her
question,
dad
too.
works.
That was my first question, actually. If you're like, how are you going to get a hold of Annabelle?
That's a great question.
Well,
That's
do
what I'm
we-
sitting here racking my brain figuring out.
Does Annabelle work with her father at the news station at all?
You have never seen her on air. That does not necessarily mean that she does not work in the news station. She did show up for the meeting when Andy called Thomas.
Yeah.
Or Malvora, excuse me. Like, Thomas makes it seem like it's Thomas Wraith.
I know.
Wrong, Thomas.
That would probably be the only tactic that, and so it would actually probably take time on our side to do anything. Because Annabelle, I would think that getting in touch with Annabelle would mean probably talking to her dad, or giving a note to her dad to give to her, with like a
Or-
time and meeting place.
Or like
know-
staking out a place where we think she might show up.
Well, we know that the Malvora have a base in that museum. We can just knock on the door or call
We're just
them.
gonna go play Nikki Nandors with Malvora houses. It's
We
fine.
just call
Hello.
call the museum and ask for her. They'll play dumb, but she'll get the message and then she'll call you or just show up.
She'll
We'll
just
just
show
pretend
up.
to be Mormon missionaries. Just like walk up.
Hello, my
That's a
goodness.
good word.
Have you heard the good word about Annabelle?
Have you heard
pretty awesome.
heard about the Fairy Queens?
Oh, I'm just gonna make this into Book of Mormon, the musical. It's fine, featuring Portland. It'll be great.
Nothing can go wrong.
Absolutely nothing. So that's we're gonna. Our plan probably takes a little bit longer. I don't know. So it depends.
So does driving out to
Yeah, it's
the lighthouse.
You have
so-
at least an hour before they get to the lighthouse. So how
How do we spend that hour?
uh-huh.
Well, before we leave, we have to call Cole first of all and ensure
Yeah.
that Cole's gonna. I think I have a landline, so I can call.
Yeah. I think I think that you have a landline. so
I
we're just
can
gonna
call
use that.
Cole's. Cole's
Whatever
cell
number
phone.
we have?
Yeah, whatever number we have for Cole.
You got a
Hello?
cell and a work phone, so
Is that all?
Yeah.
Just the two?
No 10 burner phones.
I'm done. There's just not a whole lot of people that have either number.
Fair.
Well, you're gonna get a phone call from the two of us.
Fair enough. It probably just goes and doesn't get picked up, and then a little bit later you get a call back. It's like, oh, hey, sorry, y'all. I was in the workshop. What's up?
So we're gonna try to track down Annabelle today. And by we, I mean myself and Kasara.
Are we killing her or what?
I think we're gonna talk first.
Okay, fair enough.
And maybe, hopefully, not get into a fight. But we could use a little extra backup if you're
Yeah, cool.
willing. And I might also have a task for which you are particularly well suited.
So back up. Does that mean either of you know how to use a shotgun?
Oh, I know how to use a gun.
Okay. I mean, not for this particular, but I've been loading some shells with iron filings.
Oh, well, that might be useful depending on where we end up.
I'll just throw it in the trunk then.
But yeah, come meet us at the duplex and bring a car.
Yes, I'll bring a car. Fair enough.
While we're waiting for Cole, I want to get something. I'm trying to think what the best thing would be, but essentially what I want to do is get something that I can break into, and I'm going to give half of it to Cole and ask Cole to try to drop it in Annabelle's coat pocket or purse or anything like that so that I can use it later to track where Annabelle goes.
Good wizards doing good wizard things.
Interesting. Yeah. So what would be something that would break that would have a mate that you would then be able to...
That's what I'm trying to think about. Oh, I got a good idea. Puzzle
Puzzle piece?
piece.
Okay. That'll work. So you make sure it's two pieces that fit together, and then you pull one, put it in your pocket, and bring the other, and you will have your thaumaturgical focus, potentially.
Assuming we can get it into her purse or her pocket.
Assuming we can get to her.
Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions going on right now, but that's fine.
I would rather be prepared.
That's fine.
I'd rather be prepared because I'm hoping if we can get this in her pocket, we can follow her to wherever she's stashing the Mulks and the elves.
Yeah,
Right.
That'd be great.
It would be great because we need one.
We have a
Another
lot of
one.
Step 3s
Well, we
and
need
no step
one.
1s.
Yeah, I know.
A win would be wonderful.
we've got the beginning and the end, but no middle. Like.
Fine. I don't see a problem with it. Yeah, you have to have faith. It'll all work out.
As
Yep.
Jake would say, faith is powerful.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we'll say, Cole, you show up and the ladies pile into your car.
Yeah, it's like a little SUV with a lift light on it on the dash.
Cole, have you turned into a soccer mom?
Oh no! Yes, no, it's fine. It was handy.
Uh-huh.
Making a little money on the side.
Well, I mean, sure, I suppose if somebody got in, I'd take them somewhere.
Well, Harmony says as she hops in the car.
Cass gets in.
I don't have a
Right.
phone or the Lyft app, but
Yeah, are you Kasara and Harmony?
The license plate match is excellent.
And
So, what tactic did we want to take for this one? Because I don't have a direct line to Annabelle. She was just going to show up at some point. So unless we feel like hanging out at my office.
Oh, so we don't.
well, okay, here's a thought, and tell me if you're uncomfortable with this. If we could find her, do you think you could lie to her well enough to convince her that you wanted to join her war or her team?
That was
And
half of
then
my
hang
thought.
on, and I go running back and come back with another puzzle piece. I'm gonna give this to you so that you can go with her, and Cole and I will follow.
That's a jigsaw puzzle piece.
Yeah, I have one for you too.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I can use them to track where you go.
Okay.
With
Hopefully.
thaumaturgy.
Okay,
Okay. I mean,
sure.
I've had half her offer, so to speak, aside the fact of it, threatening my actual life. I know she wants war. I initially believed it just to be between the vampire courts. She doesn't want my family necessarily in power, and you know what? I don't necessarily want my dad in power either. I don't want him finding me, so I had half a mind of not fully going with her, but agreeing anyways. So I think I can do it
Yeah,
with
let's-
enough.
Let's
Yeah.
just do it, and we'll just back you up.
So, yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
I mean, it's not like she's gonna ask me, but I could tell her yes too. I mean,
Do we
sure.
want to set like a not a safe word, but like where Cole and I can sit at another, assuming we can find Annabelle, that we can sit at another table or be a little ways away, and if you say a certain word in the conversation, then Cole and I know that we need to come
Yeah,
bursting in?
Sure.
sure. Um,
Find
man,
a pumpernickel in the conversation or something, and
I mean,
well, let's see a word that I would get and you would get, Sarah would never normally use, like I don't know, like NASCAR.
you're not wrong. That's not a word I'm going to use.
Well, you should. It's a fascinating sport.
I'm sure it is.
Well, it has to be something she can actually work into a conversation.
Pineapple. That one's always good.
Yeah, sure.
Unequivocally.
You know what? I'm not normally one to talk about this. How about faith?
That's a good one. You could work that into a conversation if you needed to.
I can. I can work it into some sort of phrase or whatnot, and I'm sure that'll be clear enough to you, but not necessarily to her.
All right. Let's.
Oh, I thought this was like a we're starting the fight sort of word, in which case you just probably yell. But, you know.
Well, and not necessarily. Well, the element of surprise. You know, we don't want her to just shout "fight."
Adam.
Well, it seems as if things are going poorly in this conversation, so...
Yeah, I just had this like image because I would be like, oh, ah! It's just like, what the hell?
I mean, if
Why doesn't she stop screaming? Oh God, so I make it stop.
If things go south, it's possible we can convince Annabelle to back off if there's 3 of us and 1 of her.
I
Maybe.
get the feeling that she won't go down anyways, even if there's 3 of us. I don't know.
Well, I don't have any restrictions on killing vampires.
Me neither.
Vampires have a soul.
Shit, that's true. White court vampires do, don't they?
I don't have a problem.
There we go. That's why we have Cole.
Harmony
So-
can severely injure, and
I
then
can
Cole
severely
comes
injure
through.
a white court vampire.
Yes,
You
can.
set him up, then I'll knock him over.
Just drop a chandelier on him. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I didn't kill him. It was the building.
It was the building I dropped on them.
I think that's the same excuse Andy tried using to the police in New York.
He did.
We all-
Oh no, you're not there.
All right, so we want to go try.
I think maybe just call the museum and ask them if for her contact information or
That's
if
a good
she's
place
there.
to start. Yeah.
And now where they all hung out down there.
Right.
Or if they know if she's there.
Yeah.
I mean, because you can give your name. This doesn't
Yes.
require you to be. It's actually better if Annabelle knows it's you.
It completely. That actually might convince her to come out that I've made a decision, especially if I use something along those lines in my message if I have to leave one.
Yeah.
No, you don't even have to claim that you've made a decision. You just say, I don't have her number, so
Hmm. Right. So I'm gonna go a little ways away from Harmony.
You go outside. I'll open the door for you and
Yeah.
drop the words so you can walk out.
Perfect. At which point then I'm gonna kind of use my phone, Google the phone number for the museum then, and call.
Okay. So the line rings for a minute and, well, a second or two.
Yeah.
And you get the, hello, how can we help you? The Victorian Museum in Portland.
Hi there. I believe you know Annabelle.
Hold one moment.
long pause.
And yeah, you
How's the wait music?
you get some music for a sec, and then you hear like the clicking sound of the transferring over, and you get this very sleepy. This is Annabelle. How can I help you?
Nice.
Cassara DeWitt would like to meet with you.
Oh, Cassara, you're tracking me down. Are you flirting with me?
Maybe a little.
Well, it's rather, and like you get this like pause as someone is clearly looking for a clock of some kind. It's quite early, but I suppose There's a small diner that I like. We could meet there.
Cass is trying to remember if she decided that they were going to go to a neutral grounds or not.
wanna meet?
In the back of your head, you hear sushi books, sushi books.
There is a
Neutral grounds.
lovely little. I am in the mood for sushi. Have you ever heard of sushi books?
Metagaming pigeon.
You hear this? Oh, do you need neutral ground to meet with me? That's so adorable. Very well. I'll get my coffee somewhere else and meet you there. Say an hour.
Lovely. Looking forward to it.
Ah, good. And you hear this almost deep purring sound as the phone clicks.
I go back towards the door, knock on the door, because I know there's wards and I gotta be let in.
I'll open the door, let the wards back down. Did it work?
Sushi books in an hour.
Yes. Cole, we're in business!
Told you. Nice.
She... Sushi books, 1 hour. She is...
cool.
She sounds like she's in a good mood.
That could be great or terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I think at this point it probably behooves us to keep her in a good mood.
Yep.
As long as,
Sure.
that results in no one dying.
Yeah. You know who else is in a good mood? A cat is playing with its food. Just saying.
Well, it's neutral
Yeah.
ground. She can't do anything there.
No.
She's
She...
not supposed
She
to.
can.
Not
She
supposed
just gets in trouble if she does.
Yeah,
That's
okay, yes. If you want to get technical about it. But
She is going to find any which way around the fact that it is neutral ground.
and that's why Cole and I are coming with you. We'll just get a different table.
She's going to try to find a way to either provoke me into doing something or someone else into doing something. I don't even know. She's manipulative. She's going to use that.
I mean,
Huh.
yes,
And-
but at this point, she's our best lead.
I know. So what am I asking her again? What am I trying to find out? Oh God, there's so
To
much.
see if you can get her to show you what she's doing.
Yeah.
Or, honestly, we just need to get close enough to her to put a jigsaw puzzle piece on her.
That's
That too.
on you, Cole.
That's yeah, Cole. I gave that to you because you're the thief.
But our play is I go in, I say I'm considering joining your side,
Yeah,
and we see where she takes me.
see if you can convince her to take you whatever she's doing, and if not, backup plan. Cole tries to get the jigsaw piece into her purse or her coat or what have you, and then I use thaumaturgy to track the puzzle piece down, and hopefully we get the same result.
Lovely.
You could just say, "Can we skip some steps and you just do your Bond villain monologue, and then we all escape from the death trap and go on."
I mean, that
I'd
would
like
be
to
ideal.
avoid death traps if we can.
Well, I mean, it's kind of de rigueur for the Bond movies, isn't it?
I really don't want this to be a Bond movie. It's already
Okay.
bad.
Bond movies are all right, fine.
Do I need to get into a suit if it's going to be a Bond movie? I mean, I can go change quickly.
I leave that up to you. It's your date.
I mean, that's right. I mean, I could acquire a tux, I suppose.
Just sushi books.
Awkward.
Sushi books.
Yep, the sushi books. So,
My only question is, who's the Bond girl?
I mean, I think you
Cole.
have to have. I'm a Bond girl person. Then I'm afraid I'm gonna need an incredibly sexist nickname, please.
so in an hour, you guys managed to get to Sushi Books on time. How do you arrange yourselves in such a manner?
Well, we're gonna get there early so that we can
Okay.
arrive before she gets here.
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds smart.
think it might be really helpful, at least for me, if the only place for Annabelle to sit would be at the sushi bar, because she'd have to put her purse over the back of the
Good
seat.
idea. And preferably if part of the sushi bar is near the restroom, so that you could pretend to be going to the going to the bathroom would give you an excuse to walk past her.
No, she's not paying any attention to me.
Well, but a little extra precaution doesn't
We
hurt.
can't enter in together.
No. But we've
So-
been to
Well, here.
sushi books, so we know what it looks like on the inside.
Here's the keys to the car. We'll go ahead and go in. You can be arriving.
Okay, sure.
And then I guess...
Hey, Harmony.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Roll. Wouldn't it be just terrible if you accidentally hexed the shit out of that car right now?
Yeah, I would. Are we at sushi books?
You're kind of on the way.
On the way.
Perfect.
On the way.
Well, I can't really refuse. I don't really have fate points to spend on that, so
You can, but
Can, but it's not always a great idea.
it's not a good idea at this point.
So stealing a butcher line. The door is ajar. The door is ajar. The door is ajar.
Harmony is so worried about this.
Life is a river, yeah.
ding, ding.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that line.
And the lift's light just goes boom. It does not work anymore.
I'm sorry.
And neither does the power steering.
And neither does the power steering.
That's the more important part. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know, look at her, it's like, are you stressed by any
You think?
I'm pulling over and like, okay.
Come on, we're walking the rest of the way.
Right, well, yeah, okay.
Okay,
We're not
well,
putting Harmony into a cab, so...
Let me pop the hood.
I don't think popping the hood is going to fix the problem, Cole.
And I need to get there.
If we're really lucky, you just blew some fuses.
Go ahead and roll me your craftsman roll.
Oh my god.
Yep, I'm just gonna try. I think -1 on my craftsman on the roll plus craftsmanship of 3 is just a 2, which is a fair result.
Fortunately, you could probably fix it, but with a fair result, it's probably going to take you an hour. So you
That's
don't
fine,
have
so yeah.
you don't have the time.
Yeah, I can fix this absolutely. Can I fix this before we're supposed to be there? No.
So we're walking.
Yeah. So you guys hoof it. It's not Portland is not a big city, so hoofing it isn't like 2-hour walk. It's like 15-minute walk now. So
Sure.
you aren't able to arrive separately as much as you would like, but you can still kind of stagger into the restaurant.
Mhm.
It's just not as suave as you were hoping to make it.
Who's got a big coat for this shotgun?
Feel like I
think
shouldn't
we're
be
gonna
the one.
able to bring the shotgun, Cole.
I
So
don't
I'm just
think I
gonna
should
leave
be
it here on the
trying.
Well, we can hide it somewhere.
Oh, why did you bring a shotgun?
Why
I
not?
didn't hear that part of the phone conversation, so.
Cole.
Why wouldn't I bring a shotgun? Is what Cole should say.
I mean, I could
How about because Annabelle? I
could
mean,
probably bury it.
no, it's fine. Well, how about I cover it up and we lock the car?
Okay,
Just-
that works.
You can-
That works too.
Just help me get into a legal parking space here,
Sure.
and then we'll.
Castle will push that.
I can give the car a push with some air. Just
Yeah, that's gonna help.
I don't think that's what you want though.
Sure. So yes, with some shenanigans, and yeah, we'll eventually arrive at Sushi Books, probably almost together.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say-
it's not completely together, but like I said, you definitely don't get the suave car swap and all that. Like it wasn't as nice as you were hoping,
Hmm.
That's fair.
almost intentionally.
I wonder why that could be.
Yeah, that's fine.
No reason whatsoever.
None. So Cole and I going in first then.
Hmm.
Okay, and
Sure.
then you wait like 5-10 minutes and then come in?
And then walk in. Yeah, more or less. Like I'm probably right on time.
Okay. All right, Cole. Let's go get some sushi.
Sounds good.
Maybe some books.
Well,
So
maybe not.
you are able to arrange yourselves in a manner that you and Kasara, you sit down, you get a table, and you tell them there'll be a second, or and you're sitting.
Get
there.
some tea in the meantime.
You're sitting there. 15 minutes passed. 20 minutes passed.
What in the world made us think that she was going to be early?
5 minutes passed.
Well, you know.
Well, this is just getting to be rude. I'm getting stood up.
35 minutes.
At least the sushi's good.
I've gone through like 3 cups of tea at this point.
And as you're kind of like, what the hell? You get your phone starts vibrating.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Is an unknown caller.
Pick it up.
So, I didn't know we were bringing friends to this get together.
What do you mean, darling?
Oh, so we're going to play that game, are we? You know, I was really hoping you were serious about joining our cause.
Who
But
says I'm not?
the wizard and the changeling at the bar.
What about them?
They're running contrary to my plans.
Are they now? How so?
They're getting in the way.
As wizards tend to, if I've learned anything.
Indeed.
So, what would you like? Do I not get to have my date?
You're playing a dangerous game, Kasara.
I always do. It's the downside to never really knowing the rules.
Very well. We'll see where this goes. But you might want to keep an eye on your friends. And the phone clicks off.
Going to save that number as Annabelle? Question mark?
And
I know,
like,
burner phone industry in Portland is apparently booming because of the supernatural community. I got it.
Yeah, track phone is one of the largest industries.
and about 5 seconds later, the door opens and Annabelle walks in. You have no idea how far away she was when she made that call, but she is here.
Cole. I like elbow Cole.
I wouldn't know. I've never met her. I have no idea what she looks like.
So you see a woman who is moderate height. Looks a lot like the woman in the surveillance photos.
Okay.
Dark
You
hair.
have actually seen her.
Okay, I know what she looks like then. I just never.
But-
all right.
Yeah, you've never actually seen her in person.
Yeah.
Dark hair, piercing, I believe green eyes, though I'm sure the VOD will tell me that it's a different color. And she strides right up to Kasara, who I believe is sitting at the bar per the asking of the, and sits down sans purse.
Fair enough. Coat have pockets.
She is wearing a beautiful sundress
Okay.
that has a few pockets.
I was gonna
There
say,
you go.
Adam, women love
Sundresses.
pockets and everything.
I was gonna say, if you give me a girl that doesn't have pockets, this date is going sideways from the beginning.
And
Clearly the actual priorities for Cass.
she sits side saddle on the chair and like just stares, like, because like usually the bar, you sit towards the bar, and she just sits sideways, not really caring about it. She just kind of like leans on the bar and looks at you. Says, "So what would you like to talk about?"
You.
Everyone likes to talk about me. It's so meh.
You get bored of it, do you?
Well, I know who I am. I don't need to tell anyone else.
You don't care to get connected with other people?
People are for using, abusing, and occasionally throwing away.
Sounds awfully lonely.
I couldn't be happier.
Oh?
I'm never alone.
And why is that? How is that?
I have everything I need. Technically, so do you, but I sense you're still fighting your nature, your inner friend.
That and our friend and I have never been able to quite meet at the right time. Always the wrong circumstance. Did you ever have that? When you learned?
No, my family doesn't have the same proclivities against telling their kind what they are. Wraiths tend to find it a big surprise. It's rather inefficient.
I fully agree with you, actually, on that one. It was rather inconvenient the way I had to find out. Would have been much kinder if I had actually been told outright. So I do agree with you there.
So
But
we
you're
agree
different
on
from your...
one thing.
Hmm?
Said we
You
agree on one thing.
That we do. You're different from your typical family, though, aren't you?
I am unique, yes.
And you love that, don't you? Relish in it?
Perhaps. Perhaps I'm
Perhaps.
just the strongest.
Is that how that worked out? Just by being the strongest?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Even if I sided with you, you wouldn't tell me anything, would you?
Nothing that you didn't already know.
No. So what are the benefits to this anyways? Where's the pamphlet? Besides the fact of that I'm not, in theory, ever needing to deal with Daddy Dearest.
Well, I am planning on killing Lord Wraith, that's true.
Which I'm very much not opposed to. So.
But I also have no need for... And she kind of like makes a motion to the whole room. And you're not quite sure if she means like sushi books, Portland, the world. Like you're like...
What's the scope?
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, like what? That's a...
Yeah, you just gestured at all of me.
That's awfully vague. I mean, I have particular needs, and I mean, mortals do so well for you as well in that regard, do they not? They're always bickering about something, fighting, getting angry.
Kind serve their purpose, but they are just that. Kind. They are food. They're nothing more.
Nothing more.
Nothing more. I desire, and she looks up, and you get the sense she's not looking at the ceiling of sushi books.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's going on outside. There's a perpetual like billowing thunderstorm outside.
Mm-hmm.
I have bigger plans.
Of course you do, because that's what you are, a planner. That's what I've learned about the White Court, is we're all manipulators.
Cheap parlor chicks, a lot of them. I am after true power.
True power.
Yes. So, what you get if you join me and ditch your friends, and she motions back towards Harmony and Cole, who may or may not be trying to look super unobvious.
Yeah, we're doing our best to not appear to be like watching them like hawks.
Huh?
Cole, stop dropping your food.
I'll make
Chopsticks,
sure.
man.
I'll make sure you aren't among those that die immediately.
That's not overly promising. That still makes it sound like I'm going to die after that.
Well, we all die, dear. Every single thing dies eventually. Even this existence dies eventually. But I'll make sure you come in last, we'll say. Well, as close to last as possible.
Well, because you would make sure that you're last, wouldn't you?
Well, I have to make sure there's someone around to nail that final nail in the coffin.
The coffin for the world. For existence, for all of this.
Yes.
It's a big game to be playing.
Well, when you want to redo everything, you have to burn it all down and start again.
You're trying to find some way to get with the gods.
The gods have had their chance. It's mine now.
How on earth do you intend to do that?
That would be telling, and I don't like to kiss and tell.
No?
No,
Not your way of doing things?
not at all.
Huh. You're not working with your father or anything on this, are you, either? This
I'll never
seems
tell.
far beyond him.
Maybe you're wiser than you look. And she like reaches forward to try to like stroke your hair, / kind of touch you.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the sense that she's about to do the thing that she did to you in your office. Like you
Yeah,
get
and
that like sense, and you know that that's technically an assault, and she's about to flagrantly violate the unsealed courts. Like that's
Yeah.
what you get. You just like you have this like and you also know that she can do it at range, so she doesn't
Yeah.
have to touch you. So
That's just flavor at this point. If she's doing that.
you're in her kill zone, so to speak, and you can't like even if you flinch away, she can still try to do it.
Yeah.
However, as she touches you, you
Mhm.
feel the amulet on your chest glow very warmly and like a very comforting warm, and you watch as Annabelle is launched across the room and crashes through tables, and her hand is black and burning and like almost on fire. And she looks up at you and says, "How dare you? I won't forget this." And she like changes dramatically. Like normally when the white courts vamp out, they go all silver
Silver, yeah.
and white. She gets very, very, very dark black, and her eyes turn a fluorescent green, and something any of you have ever seen before. And you see this sizzling smoke, and you smell burning flesh happen
Wonderful.
from her hand, and she says, "So you've chosen very well." And you see her visage go back to that of Annabelle, and everyone is kind of like, "What
Whoa.
the frack is happening?" And she just stares at you for a lot longer and says, "I guess I'll have to kill you quick now." And she turns and she walks out the door.
There goes subtle.
Cole.
What? Like, when am I? All right.
I'm just gonna like hold on to that amulet and be like, cool, faith, power of faith. Power of faith is fantastic. Okay. Jake
So
is
Cole-
wonderful.
So Cole, you can absolutely roll your burglary check.
Yep.
Especially as she was launched physically across the room like a cannonball. You have
yeah.
a window of opportunity.
Maybe she was kind of launched in our direction.
We'll say in vague enough, like you could have been like, "Oh, ma'am, are you okay?" And like,
I'll help her up. Yep. Okay. I want to complex this up a little bit.
Oh no.
Yep.
yeah, go
Yep.
for it. Make your
Okay,
life
so-
harder, please.
So yes, so we're going to the chewing gum I was asking you about. Because sushi, I'm giving up on sushi. Chew a little bit of gum. I'm going to try and not only slip the jigsaw puzzle piece in her pocket, but using some of the chewing gum, I'm going to attach a little bit that I have torn off of one of Kasara's business cards inside the hem of the dress as well. She's going to find one of those, but maybe not both.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess that's technically still burglary.
Oh, it's it's pickpocketing, which I guess is under burglary.
Yeah, I mean, technically, there's no sleight of hand skill. It's either like performance with like sleight of hand tricks or burglary in the sense of lockpicking and things. I think this is more of a.
If it's either burglary or stealth, I have both of those at great. So
I would say it's either performance or burglary.
Yeah. So I need to buy that stunt that lets me do burglary for performance. All right. Well, anyway, we'll try burglary.
Okay.
And we'll see if I need to tag some aspects.
Shouldn't have rolled those dice. Those dice have been hot all day.
All right. So, you know what? Because I'm trying to do two very complex things, I'm going to go ahead and spend the fate point for being a Puka cat burglar.
Sure.
And bring that up to a 7. And I think that'll bring it. Yeah, I rolled a +1 from my great result, which gives me a superb, which is a 5, and then I'm adding 2 more to make it a 7, which is an epic burglary roll to try and do both of these.
Well, that's good because she rolled a fantastic alertness roll. And so you have defeated her fantastic alertness roll. However, because you did 2 things, I will say she probably will find one of them and not the other. So because you doubled up, there's definitely a possibility that this works. However, you also know that regardless of which one she finds, you have a limited amount of time because when she changes out of the dress, your tracking system
Right.
no longer. You will be able to find the dress, no problem. It's just a matter of whether or not there is a person in that dress when you find it.
Sure.
Well, a vampire.
Well, the tracking part is not my problem.
Yeah. So,
Leave that up to the wizard.
as you all are like, what the fuck just happened? We will take a break because it's 9:30.
Oh, wow.
And so
Oh,
we
wow.
can come back to Nikki and Percy escapades.
Yay!
So, please stay tuned. We will have a quick bio water fill tea getting 5-ish minute break. And then we will return to Portland, Maine to see what the heck is going on with these lighthouses. Don't go anywhere unless you need to stretch to get water. Then go somewhere and then come back. And I believe we're back. Yes, cool. Welcome back to Portland Files, Dresden Files RPG. We are back from break, and we are about to see what is happening across town. And by across town, I mean like an hour and 15 minutes outside of town. So, Nikki, Percy, you guys meet at, I just had it. Let me double check. You have to meet at the Hunwell Point, which is essentially where the ferry is. So, because you have to take the ferry out to the lighthouse.
Yep.
So, on a little isthmus that you have to kind of drive across. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get to, and you have to take a bunch of bridges, but eventually you get out there. It's actually on kind of a neat part of Maine, but that's okay. I will not nerd out too hard right now, because I could. And if I had to guess, technically Percy beats you there, Nikki, just because you are coming from a little farther away than he is. You're probably like 3 hours out, though you've been driving for a bit, and he's an hour out. So he drives. Percy, you arrive first, and then you wait. And what car did you take, Percy? And what car did you take, Nikki?
So, this is why I think Percy might be arriving later. Percy doesn't own a car. So, Percy ordered a lift, but for some reason the first lift didn't show up and ended up canceling on him. So, he had to order a second lift.
I love it. It's the best.
He's showing up in like a newer sedan.
Okay.
And just to go with the aesthetic, she took the bike.
Ooh,
Nice.
She took one of the bikes. Okay.
So that means Percy's not getting a ride home.
Well,
You can ride, bitch. We could totally have a Dresden and Murphy. Oh, see, you don't have read the book, so you don't get that reference. But Dresden Murphy situation where she makes you sit on back with the tiny little red helmet.
yeah. It is a red helmet, because it has to be.
Because it has to be. Anywho, besides that, we open with Percy kind of sitting there by himself, because I'm guessing your lift eventually drove away.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the unmistakable rumble of a motorcycle. I'm guessing it's more Harley than BMW,
Yeah.
because of course it is. So a motorcycle rumbles up, and you see Nikki. You are decent at reading people, Percy, given your investigative ways, and you can see that Nikki is hurt in more ways than one. But she does look like she's still like she gets off and she kind of like winces as she leans the bike onto its kickstand, and is there.
Come
Definitely
with
puts on a
me
brave
if you
face,
want to
though.
live.
Yeah. Percy's gonna walk up, notice the limp, notice perhaps other pain, and just be like, I'm only gonna say this once, and you don't have to respond. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Let's go visit the lighthouse.
You know I already have a therapist, right? And I start walking.
She might be a little bit too close to the source, and he gives a little chuckle. Although I might need to visit her myself sometime.
So eventually you get the chartered. We'll say that it works, because this ferry that I'm looking at, it's called a ferry, but that's kind of maybe a misnomer. That's fine. So eventually you get on this ferry, and you putter out into essentially the Atlantic, because that's where you're going. And you drive by one lighthouse on a smaller island, and you keep going south, and eventually you come to Seguin Island, which is a decently sized island, and you see there are a few Coast Guard boats parked here. And actually, you know what? Let's back up a second. How do you convince them to let you on this island? Because it is an active investigation. So how does Percy and Nikki? What do you guys do?
Does it look like Yara, or is it specifically cops?
What a great question.
Because Yara, I think, would be on the scene if it seems like supernatural in any way.
Yeah, I think Yara is absent.
Oh,
It
if I
looks-
could be in two places at once.
It looks like it's just like state troopers and the Coast Guard.
Okay. You got any ideas? I don't know. I
Yeah.
might know some people.
Let me
It's
let
not
me
gonna
try
be my
something.
jurisdiction, though.
Let me try something and see if it works. Is the boat docked?
It can be.
Percy just walks out as if he's supposed to be there.
Fair enough.
The ticket, not ticket taker, but like the guy who's essentially the dockhand is like, oh, excuse me, sir. Can I help you?
Yeah, Percy Donaldson. I'm with the Boston Globe. You could check with your supervisor, but I have to go take this story because it has to be out by tomorrow morning. And I
Oh.
keep walking.
And I take my phone out and I walk with him. I said, I'm this camera guy.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Act with authority.
And kind of like this guy looks around like he doesn't know what's going on, and he's like, I can't. Okay, and he like runs away to basically go. He's not the pilot, so he can't just drive the boat. So he's like, I'll go get him. Like, and he runs into what looks like a little shack nearby. It's like a little tiny house. Not a tiny house. It's like a tiny building that is where they probably keep out of the weather. And you see a man come in, like essentially lumberjacky, coastal fisherman gear. Doesn't quite have the fisherman's bib on, but like definitely decked out in a waterproof coat. And he's like, you said you're from the Globe?
Yeah, Kathy reached out to you.
Don't remember no Kathy.
Did Kathy not reach out to you?
No, can't
Oh.
say that she did.
She was on her last legs. I am going to, when I get back, she is fired. I'm telling you, you are getting someone fired today.
How about
Write
you
this down.
How about you roll me that deceit?
Whee! That is a 2.
Nice.
We are gonna throw the hard life of partying because he has lied quite a bit in that partying to get into parties that he is not supposed to be in.
Sure.
And the newspaper one is one he has used in the past, so
Okay.
he knows how to spin this. For
So that's for another +2.
so a 4 total.
4 total. All right. So let's see. We'll roll. I think it's yeah. He'll roll an empathy, and I'll stop using those so that you guys might have a chance because
Yes, please.
they've been on fire. Yeah, that's better. Okay. He kind of you see after you say that line like you're getting someone fired today. He's like, oh no, it's probably our fault. The phones have been ringing off the hook. I'll take you out there. And he kind of jumps on the boat as fast as lickety split. Like, oh no, don't get someone fired, please. And so it takes a minute, and by a minute I mean it takes a bit because it's kind of a long ferry ride. This island is sort of out there, and eventually you pull up to a small dock that the guy jumps off and ties the boat and helps you off because it's not like a typical ferry. You're basically riding in a tiny fishing boat.
Okay.
And so he helps you off, and he's like, "Yeah, I think the sheriff's still there,
Okay.
but I think they cleared the body away, so you should be good." And like I said, you do see Coast Guard boats like slightly patrolling. It looks like maybe they're searching the water around the island for something. Whether or not what it is, you're not sure.
No, there's not like coast guards on the island. Just
No.
like, canvassing.
It looks
Okay.
like they're searching they have divers in the water looking for something around the edge of the island.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, I just need to get close to the lighthouse to do my thing. But is there anything else you could think of?
I can go talk to the sheriff. I may know the guy or gal person. I may know
That's
them. I don't
True,
know.
you have those connections.
Mission, quest, thing.
Yeah.
I'll come with you.
Okay. Yeah, Maze, you are the reporter after all. I just take pictures.
Percy takes out a little notebook, flips it open. Let's go.
Take out my phone. If I knew that I was going to be with Nick, I would have my actual phone with me. My actual cell phone.
So there's not many. There's a couple buildings near the dock, and then there's just a path that just straight up runs right up the island towards a high spot in the island where you see what probably used to be along 2 days ago a lovely lighthouse that is now a pile of rubble. And there are a few other buildings kind of scattered in, like, not a semicircle, but just at a distance away. And what was not in the newspapers, and you now notice, is those buildings burned down. And you also notice that there are scorch marks around those buildings. So things were held out of the newspaper. As you get close to essentially what would probably be where a normal cordon would be, but there isn't one out here because you're literally on an island and the number of people that can get here are very few and far between. You eventually draw the attention of someone and they're like, "Oh, who are you?" And striding towards you is a local sheriff. What is this sheriff's name?
Adam. I don't know. Just popped in my head.
Okay, that's gonna be weird playing my own name, but
Well,
sure.
there you go.
Sheriff Adam. Sheriff Adam meaning a last name, a first name, and man, women, non-binary is the word I was looking for. It almost left my head.
You want to think of the last name, Nick?
I kind of like Adams as the last name.
Adams is the last name. Okay.
Let's say it's female and the first name is Alexis.
Like it.
Alexis Adams. Okay. I definitely spelled sheriff wrong. There you go. And Sheriff Adams kind of walks up and says, Whoa. What? Who are you? Why are you on this island? And go away.
Percy gives a look, basically being like, do you know them?
Do I know them?
Roll a context roll.
I have 0 contacts. Woo! That's a 1.
So, an average contacts roll.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, before I roll this, Nikki, would you prefer to know them or would you prefer not to know them?
I think not knowing them would make it better.
Okay.
Because then they may not know my family. So,
Holy shnikes.
well, there you go. They don't know me.
So, holy shnikes the other way.
Oh, wow.
I rolled a 3 on the die. So you come up, and Sheriff Adams squints and says, Nikki? What the hell are you doing here?
Wait, Alexis, what are you doing here?
I work here.
Oh,
Pretty sure your forest is the hell that way.
I'm just helping out a friend.
Okay, friend. What the hell are you doing here? Turning their gaze onto you, Percy.
Hello, Percy Donaldson, Boston Globe. I'm doing a report. Now,
Roll
gonna-
that deceit one more time.
I'd also like to roll an empathy to see if I
Oh.
see anything about her, but after the deceit.
Yeah, you got to get your lie in first. Oh, you got lucky with that one.
I got a 2. Mm, I need this to work. I need to not get caught out here. And I need to go back and tell the wizards that I did a good job so that I can continue winning their trust.
So plus
Yes.
4?
Yes.
Or 4 total, rather?
4 total.
That's good because you beat her 3 empathy. You guys are squeaking by the skins of your teeth. It's
Yeah, this
great.
is absolutely a plan that shouldn't work that is. So
So far. Oh, the globe. Okay, well, it's not really. I guess Boston's hurting for stories since the Celtics suck.
hey, they have a chance. No, they don't. Okay, and I'm gonna roll that empathy to see if there's anything I notice about her in particular.
Sure.
Like if she's overtired, overworked, stressed, not caring, that sort of thing. Never mind. I rolled a -3 on dice for a 0.
Well, she only rolled a 1 to resist your empathy, so yep, she resists.
She certainly seems like a sheriff.
She seems. I mean, she seems like a sheriff. She seems like she's a straight shooter, and she seems like she seems confused about why the hell there is a reporter all of a sudden on her island, and she's suspicious of you, which is pretty easy to tell. Other than that, you're not really sure.
Now, I noticed the locals didn't report on that, pointing to the burnt out stuff. You want me to keep that under as well?
Yeah. Well, you successfully deceived her. So yeah. Well, as we told the locals, it looks like arson, but there was no fire in the lighthouse, and so we're not really sure what happened. The Coast Guard, and she kind of motions to the 2 boats that are patrolling. They're looking for some kind of detonation that happened off the island to see maybe the shaking caused the lighthouse. We're not really sure. Right now, we're going with freak windstorm, but it's the damnedest thing. There's no wind that should have blown this lighthouse over. So we're still looking for the real reason, but for now, that's what we got.
It sort of looks like the one that was off the Cape. Do you mind if I just get a little clear? I want to check some of the details. The Cape was a seismic one, so I might be able to help out there.
Oh, all right. Well, just don't touch anything.
Hands
no,
are
I
off.
won't let him.
Yeah, she gives you a weird look, Nikki. Like, what are you doing here? But she is watching you, but she's not stopping you from going near the lighthouse.
Mm-hmm. Look, if you are deep in a lie, you just lie more. That's how you get out of it.
Kids who
I haven't
are
lied
watching
once,
at home,
which is all
that's
I'm-
not what you're supposed to do.
I have not lied once in this scene specifically. I'm just helping a friend out.
That's
Yeah.
why you brought Percy to
Uh-huh.
lie for you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Not that I'm
Um,
terrible at lying anymore. I have a +1 now, but still, it's pretty bad.
How to find Ghost?
How to find Ghost. I believe for you, don't you have a ghost contact thing or don't you have a
I
stunt?
can
or
roll
something?
contact or investigate, whichever you would like.
I will say let's make it an investigation.
Okay. So that is a +1 for a 6.
Woofda. Wow. Okay. So you're standing there. You're kind of glaring and staring off into the no space that ghosts kind of live in, the unseen space. Manny's kind of pacing around the building as well. and Manny stops at one particular point and like kind of cocks his head to the side, looks down at something, does like a double take, and like does one of the like come over here.
I start moving over, but like
Yeah, so you can move around the
Okay.
perimeter of the building. Like you don't have to walk through the building. Like you
Yeah,
move
yeah.
around the perimeter because he did too. He took the don't touch anything like as well. Like he also stayed around. Like he didn't go into the building. Like he's like, oh, okay, I gotta follow the rules.
Mhm.
And so you both meet up together, and you're staring down at what looks to be a man who's sitting cross-legged with his arms on his knees, in like a meditative or almost trance-like state, but is very much a ghost.
Percy takes out his phone, doesn't call anyone, and puts it to his face, and just goes, "Hey." I know you can hear me.
Roll me an empathy.
Oh, that's a -1 for a 2.
Are you doing anything?
So, in turning over a new leaf, part of that has been helping out ghosts.
Mm.
And the scene at least looks like a ghost that could use help. Even though the ghost itself doesn't seem to be in too much peril. So, yes, I am going to turn over a new leaf and use another fate point.
Okay, so with a total of 4 instead of 2, you hear a audible sigh to you. No one else hears anything, obviously. I'm waiting for Siobhan.
Siobhan appears to be delayed.
So it would seem.
Do you keep the lighthouse?
I believe that is the past tense for now. And you immediately you and Manny both are like, whoa, like this ghost
Yep.
is almost essentially aware of what's happening, and so that's something you've not really encountered.
Weird.
Most ghosts are confused that they're ghosts.
Percy drops the phone because it's not something he expected, and then just kind of picks it back up. But that was like an actual like, what? Picks it back up. So you're aware then. What did this?
Something unexpected. Something wrong. I'm waiting for Siobhan.
What is the last moment of peace you can remember? What were you doing?
I was having a cup of tea
In the lighthouse?
in my lighthouse.
Is there, this is to the GM, is there a opening to the Never Never in this area?
You sense one, yes.
Is it where the lighthouse used to be?
Yes. Though I will say for you, you're getting new at this. You get the sense that it's going to not be to the Never Never it's going to be to this ghost's dens. Like it's his home. Like if the ghost were to have a like home in the Never Never, that's what you would be ripping into if you do this.
And that's what, so he the question Percy asked then is, in your lighthouse proper or in there, and kind of while still on the phone points to the opening.
At that you get a confused head cock. Like, my lighthouse, always my lighthouse. You get the sense that you're like, despite how aware the ghost seemed, it doesn't seem that the ghost is actually aware. It's just very focused on a single topic that it can focus on, but that question seems to not really give it any purchase. Doesn't understand what you're talking about.
What name should I give to Siobhan to tell them to come and get you?
Kieran.
I will do my best, Kieran, and continue to watch over what was your lighthouse, as I know you will.
Yes, I'm waiting for Siobhan.
He's gonna walk over to Nikki and kind of relay that information, and be like, "Is there anything you think that we should ask?" He
It was a he.
he doesn't seem to want to touch what did this mentally.
You would know better than I would about ghosts. I only know my pack. That's all I really know supernaturally and what are quote unquote monsters. So I don't know a lot about outside of that. Like, I'm not as much in the know as you would think. I'm like, so it's like Andy, Harmony, me. Well, actually, Andy, Harmony, Cole, me, you, Cass, probably. So I'm like right in the middle.
I don't necessarily need you for your knowledge of the.
I know you. I know I
Cole?
was here for muscle. I know
No,
what I'm here for.
I'm here. I'm
But-
asking you for your brain. Can you think of anything else to ask this person? Ignore the fact that it is no longer a person.
So Percy,
Yes,
it'd be a shame if being haunted by your past is a problem.
sure would. I'll take one.
You've been using a lot. There you go.
So as you're having this conversation with Nikki, it occurs to you that Manny is nowhere in your peripheral vision.
Mhm.
And as you kind of have that, like, Manny's usually in my peripheral vision at least.
Mhm.
You kind of like turn and you see Manny like looking at Kieran very closely, almost too closely, almost touchingly closely, and Kieran's eyes pop open, and it looks directly into Manny, and you see Kieran mouth something which you can't hear all of a sudden, and he reaches forward and touches Manny's head, and both of them disappear.
Hey, you okay? What just happened?
He's gonna go
What
and open the way.
What? Wait. Wait. I would know, like, because I've seen, like, at least.
You know the face of Percy who's about to do something dumb. Yes.
So I like almost stick my
Okay.
hands on your shoulders and just kind of put some pressure and be like, "What are you about to do? There are cops here. We
He
can't
stole
do magic.
Manny. He took Manny.
Take a few deep breaths. We gotta talk this through first before, or figure out a way to do this without people seeing us, because we don't have people in the know here. Besides maybe the Coast Guard. I don't know. That seemed a little Yara-ish. Take a deep breath. I won't let go until you take at least 2.
Okay. Okay. How
That
could
was
a
only
ghost
one.
take another ghost? How could it?
I don't know, man. You know ghosts better than I do.
I'm gonna mentally investigate and try and think back of all the things that Kieran was doing in the conversation that I was having. So Percy's going to go a little bit limper as he's like thinking. So his tension's releasing and everything.
Doing a little bit of a Sherlockian like.
Yeah. With that,
You spend a moment thinking about it, and you definitely get the sense that Kieran is a different kind of ghost than you'd ever experienced before. Like it knew things that it shouldn't probably have known. Most ghosts have a hard time accepting that they're dead, and that usually moves them on and or weakens them. If they have unfinished business, then they don't leave either. And so you're not really sure how because ghosts in this universe aren't really gendered anymore. They're kind of just memories. How his memory knew of things that had happened, because usually it's a reflection of the person before they died. So the fact that the memories referred to the tower in the past tense was very odd for you. So either he didn't die before the tower came down, or something else is happening, probably, because that was an anomaly. The fact that he kind of had that almost repeat, like, I'm waiting for Siobhan, that gave you the sense that maybe, and I will say, because you've been hanging out with wizards, this is something that you might be able to put together, that this is almost some kind of failsafe that was put into place in case one of the Tower Guardians was killed, that someone shows up and basically pushes a button, like pushes play, and the spirit does its thing. And so you're thinking maybe it's some kind of thaumaturgy-based shenanigans or something. Like, those are all words you've heard lately, so you don't know any of them by like the nuts and bolts, but like you could put those details together relatively easily with what you've experienced in your life having come to Portland so far.
Okay. Can I find a way that is openable and not able to be seen by people like elsewhere on the island?
So the way that you would need to open is relatively close to the tower, or where the tower used to be. The sheriff is giving you is giving you a look, but it seems like the longer you're being innocuous, the longer you're just kind of like staring at it, and you were talking on the phone like you were describing something, and you're kind of taking notes, and the two of you were having a conversation. You're almost like lull her into a false sense of like, okay, these are harmless people, they don't need to be watched anymore, and she kind of stops paying close attention to you. And there's not really many other people near the tower, so you get the sense that if you timed it right, the sheriff's really the only one that's still here. And if you just zipped it up and jumped through and it would close behind you, that could be something you could do. If you tried to open it and keep it open, you are risking being found out.
He can't do that anyway. You can't keep
Correct.
it open for more than a few seconds. So
Correct.
we just need to time
Good.
this. I need you to come. I don't need you to come with me. I'm asking you to come with me.
Are you good?
I'm not good, but I'm not going to do anything dumb.
Okay. And
I'm still going through that way, though. I'm just going to do it smarter.
good idea.
What would be the easiest way to make sure no one's looking at us?
Well, I could distract her, but that doesn't help you with me getting in. Wait. You can open ways?
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't wizards do that?
Yeah,
You're
I
not a
don't know.
wizard.
No, that's what Andy said. Not a wizard.
How does that shit work?
I don't know. Not really concerned about that right now.
Huh.
I promise. You can come and sit in on the training that I get when I'm doing it.
Huh. That's interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the dumbest thing that I could do right now?
The dumbest thing you could do would be to go into the lighthouse, because we're not supposed to go in the lighthouse. But then she would see us, most likely. I could keep maybe a lookout. Like, is she looking at us right now, kind of like us discussing stuff?
Like I said, she's kind of she's not looking at you but she's not looking at you a lot.
How well do you know this lady?
In the sense that, like, she's like,
Yeah.
and then she'd look back and kind of like, not very frequent, but yeah.
How well do I know Alexis? Like, is it just because we are near each other as far as like parks? We haven't established like a history relationship or what that situation is.
I would say, given the role that I made to see what was happening, is essentially you're both in public service and you've both run into each other occasionally, whether or not that's at like conferences or get-togethers of that nature. But your spheres of influence have overlapped. As a state trooper, she goes places that you would potentially be, and as a state park employee, you also sometimes would maybe go to trainings or whatever, a similar kind of thing. So it's essentially you are workplace proximity colleagues in the sense that your spheres of work overlap. And so you probably on a first name basis only in the sense that like this is Maine. So everybody's kind of on a first name basis, but you're not like best bosom buddies or anything like that. You're probably just you see each other maybe once a year, maybe once every other year.
Question Percy's going to ask Nikki, which is then going to go to the GM anyway. Would she have her phone number?
Definitely not.
I would say definitely not.
All right. Is the phone number public information that I can find?
The state trooper number is. It's like to call the state troopers, but not necessarily individual state troopers.
Could I use an investigate roll to find Alexis's phone number online with my phone?
Huh. I suppose you can certainly try.
Ouch. Okay, so that was a 5 minus 2 is 3.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not enough to find a state trooper's phone number online. Those things are kind of protected.
They sure are. All right. Well.
Is it in the lighthouse or where is it?
It's in the lighthouse, and there doesn't appear to be any other ones around here that I could jump. Is that even how that works? If I jumped in one like 10 feet to the left, am I gonna go in? No, that doesn't seem right.
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, I should know how this works, but I sure don't.
You're new. It's fair.
So, Percy is technically allowed to just open his own.
You just whoop.
Yep.
Are you going in with him, Nikki, or are you staying behind?
Well, he wanted me to go with him, but if we're not going to where I thought we would be going, then I don't know. You know what? I'm going in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you both jump through the way.
Yep.
It snaps shut behind you.
Nothing but good ideas happen here.
Mm-hmm.
And they were never heard from again. No, I'm kidding. That was mean. So you stumble out through an opening and you see Manny and Kieran and a lighthouse that is what it probably should look like on the other side.
Well, that worked out well. We were close enough, I guess.
And then you see a woman, fuzzy outline detail, almost like you're watching a high definition TV, and somehow like 8-bit character like appears inside of this high definition TV. It's just like all of a sudden you're like, wait, what? That's weird. And this character this female character, enters the lighthouse, and you hear a struggle. And you hear Kieran's voice say, "What are you doing? You are not supposed to be here. Be gone with you!" And you hear a cracking flash of lightning. And you hear a growl / laughter of more of like a "Your magics cannot hurt me." And you hear a "I can't." And you see the Kieran image, like head slumped down as Manny continues, and you all continue to watch. And you watch the woman walk out and look up at the tower, and she raises her hands and she just pulls down, and the tower just goes and just crumbles onto Kieran's body. And you notice in the background, the lightning had forked away from whomever this was and struck both buildings, and they are now on fire and slowly burning. And she looks around, grins, or what you imagine to be a grin, like it looks, again, you can't see any details of this character, and they just walk a little ways away and like kind of fade out as if memory is gone at this point. Like you can't, the Kieran can't remember anything else because Kieran is now dead. And you hear Manny say, can we please see it again? And the fire comes back into lightning, zips back in, and then it rewinds. And the woman comes. You get to see the whole image now. You see Kieran sitting and sipping tea after a long day, and it's kind of faintly raining outside. And he kind of smiles, and you see his eyes go wide as he gets up, and you see this figure again, weird 8-bit, 16-bit character that's in a high-definition picture show up, and there's a slight tint of little. It's gone from 8-bit to 16-bit now, so it's getting slightly better, frame by frame, and the scene plays itself over again, and Manny's like, again. And Kieran nods, and it goes through it again, and the figure doesn't really get any clearer. And Manny just puts his arm around Kieran and says, "I'm so sorry."
Do I see Manny?
Yeah.
You do see Manny.
So
Oh wow.
once the shock of like what's happening, like seeing the images passes, Percy like snaps, sprints to Manny and hugs him and kisses him.
And you hug him and you kiss him.
He was not expecting to do. Like he has hugged the spectral space before.
But he feels solid.
Yes. And Percy does not let go.
And Manny turns to you, Nikki, and says, "Hi, I'm Manny. It's nice to finally meet you."
Lovely to meet you, Manny.
And we snap away from there. What are the 3 disaster kids doing?
Well, I'm not there, so.
Admittedly, Cass probably like. I'm assuming we're still in Sushi Books. Cass like after Annabelle left, and may or may not have threatened my life. No big. I look down at the necklace and I kiss it.
And it's got a little bit of that, like, warm, almost, it's almost like when you take a sip of really fine whiskey and it kind of like soothingly burns all the way down. It's kind of got that nice, heavy burn warmth in your chest. Vicks Vapor Rub style as well. Like, just feels good.
Yeah.
Except without any of the sticky after effects.
I love it. Perfect.
Yeah, Cole's gonna sit down in the booth opposite Harmony and do one of those magician, make the card appear. It's one of Cass's business cards with a corner torn off of it.
Did you get the puzzle piece in her pocket?
Yeah, but she's gonna find that. There's a pocket. People stick their hands in there. The corner of this is stuck under the hem of that dress.
That'll work.
I'm gonna walk over to those two at this point and be like, Right. So she had every clue about the two of you.
Well, sure, fine.
Did you learn anything? Also, what the hell was that?
Yeah. Subtle, Cass. Throwing them across the room is not subtle.
Not my intention. I have no idea what that was. So remember how I was explaining this necklace like I was under protection, somebody cheated, and thus I have a necklace that was my mother's, basically?
Sure.
Well, if I didn't explain that. Also, there are some details I think I left out of that now that I think of that story, and
Shocking.
I'm still getting used to this.
That looked, if the necklace did that, then I'm going to say you probably still are on some kind of protection plan.
I mean, I did get the necklace from an archangel of sorts, so I mean, probably why.
Mm-hmm.
We'll explain this later. What I've learned, I feel like there's just a lot I need to explain at some point. I don't know if there's really ever going to be a good time.
Someday, if all of this calms down, we're gonna have a long talk, Kisara.
It'll be great.
You know, I'm
When will
not
any of
going to
this
ask
calm
you
down?
to explain you if you don't ask me to explain me, okay?
I mean, and don't ask me to explain why it looks like a snowflake either. I'm not entirely certain on that one, on the symbology. So,
Who did you get it from?
Baba Yaga. Well, technically, yeah, not really, but Baba Yaga was there as well as, an angel, archangel. Jake. Well, Uriel.
Who's Bob Yaga?
An old Russian grandmother. I feel like that's just one of many names she goes by.
Well, I would go by another name too if I was a grandmother named Bob.
If
But whatever.
Yeah, she's a Russian grandmother and almost kind of
Fair.
my Russian grandmother. If I've learned anything from hanging around you lot, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mother Winter.
I swallow my gum.
Oh, well, that would explain the snow. Cole, are you okay?
Cole.
Slap him on the back.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that was-
Cole goes pasty white and swallows his gum.
I mean, between the symbology and Baba Yaga and what I found out from you all recently
Well,
about the mothers, it kind of tracks.
that would explain the snowflake motif on the necklace. Yeah, for sure.
So
That or my mother just likes snow. I have to find out.
So you had tea with Mother Winter and an archangel.
Didn't have tea, actually. I just kind of got pulled there and had to. I mean, it was a very strange cabin. I wish it was woods. It looked awful outside. I actually have no idea where that was located. It was kind of scary.
Don't worry about it. Don't go back. It's fine.
Okay, well,
I
let's.
didn't have a choice with this place.
That seems like less of a problem. So we're
The
just
bigger
gonna deal
problem-
with that later.
The bigger problem, and you might want to track Annabelle, because I am keep her tracked, because she is going to kill me if she can. I think she only needs to touch me in order for that to really get activated. I have no idea how this gets activated.
Seems like you've got some good protection, so don't take that necklace off.
Never. It's staying on me. She is. I don't think she. This is her. She is manipulating something. She wants to destroy everything.
Yeah, the whole dark green eye.
Yeah,
thing.
you saw that too?
I think everyone in the books.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly subtle.
No. She wants to destroy everything, but also be a god and remake it, I think, in her own image, I suppose. She said something about how the gods had their chance. She's trying to undo everything.
Oh, good lord.
I don't.
Well, starting a war between the fairy courts is a good place to start.
It's probably not the only war. She's probably trying to do more than just that.
No, but if she can get that one going really well,
She'll need a
then-
whole lot more.
Yeah. She just wants. I don't know how she thinks she has the power to recreate things to survive that. but there's something greater going on with her, obviously.
We still don't know how she learned to feed off of
She can
anger.
feed off. Here's the other thing. Here's the thing. When I last saw her in my office, she got me from a distance. I can't feed off of anybody unless I'm touching them.
Sounds to me like she's made a deal with someone or something.
Okay.
I told you, it's fine. Yeah, I would agree. I think she's made some sort of deal, some sort of pact, some sort of sold her whatever soul she had in order to gain power. I don't know what she could have made a deal with, made a bargain with for that kind of power.
Well, there's a lot of things that would be willing to do a bargain.
I can think of a couple, but I am literally unable to explain them to you.
Okay.
Niccolo, maybe?
Okay. Well, let's...
Maybe it has to do with, I start wondering, did you ever get any further on that tablet, Harmony?
Truly have not had time.
Yeah, we might want to see about that and see. We've got this vampire who seems to be able to do things she shouldn't be able to do because she's made a deal with somebody. And we have somebody who's been able to possess Black Court vampires. They're not fighting each other, they're working together.
Well, or it could be completely unrelated. We don't have anything tying the two together at the moment.
I don't ever think anything's unrelated.
Which one is worse for us? Because let's assume that.
Oh, I'm...
Well,
The DM will pop in here for a second to remind the players in case they've forgotten, because a lot of shit has been happening.
Really?
It's fine.
Sorry, continue.
Niccolo via the Black Court Vampire did say if you ever needed to talk to them again or needed something from them, all you had to do was leave a black rose outside of your house.
I remember that. I have it written down.
I didn't.
Yep.
And they will contact you. So there is a way to get in contact with Niccolo if you so desire.
Okay, here's what I think we should do. This, and I hold up the business card that Cole ripped a piece off of, is only going to work for maybe the next couple of minutes to an hour if we're lucky.
Okay.
Until she changes clothes.
Right, which hopefully
Is she a
will not
clothes
be in the
horse?
next
I don't know.
hour, but you never know.
You never
So
know.
we should go ahead and see if we can get anywhere following her.
Okay.
Though, that being said, if we know where she keeps her dresses, that's probably going to... I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's a start.
Probably
right?
be her house,
Yeah,
right?
we could poke around there if nothing else.
Let's get on that ASAP, because if she knew I had a changeling and a wizard with me, she might anticipate something magical happening.
Well,
Dress could be out in a dumpster outside around the corner.
Well, given that
Could be.
she's actually related to Lord Malvora, chances are pretty good she's either has or has seen a file on all of them.
Well, and that's a whole other can of worms we could open. Does her father know what she's doing?
I don't think so. When I called her father out for being, not probably the one behind all of this, she backhanded complimented me. So
We could.
I'm inclined to believe that I don't think her daddy dearest really knows what's going on, or if he does, I don't know.
If we were to tell him and he were to not like it, which I don't know how that would go, we might be able to find ourselves some unlikely allies.
I'm not sure about that. I think he's more inclined to support her, or she might be controlling him.
Could
That seems unlikely. The daughter of a House of White Court vampires controlling her father. That's
I
ridiculous.
know. As far-fetched as that may seem.
All right. Well, we can hold that option in reserve. I think for now, Let's at least see where she's going.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean,
Please.
yeah, figure out where she keeps her clothes, and I wouldn't be the first girl's bedroom I've ransacked.
Cole, do we need to have a conversation about this? Is this going to be in the same conversation session where we discuss your ex that you left?
For money, jewels.
Mm-hmm. Cole, we're going to add this to your session.
Oh, like you're getting me on the couch. No thanks.
Just you wait.
Uh-huh. We save that kind of talk for long road trips.
Sounds
that's
Well,
only
we might have
after
one
we
of
run.
those.
And that's only after I run out of 8 tracks. So,
Speaking of vehicles, we might need a functioning one to do this.
Right.
yeah, all right. Well, I'm pretty sure that just the inside of Sushi Books is neutral ground.
That is my understanding, yes.
Not the parking lots, so...
Maybe go one parking lot over, just to be sure.
Not fair. All right.
And while you're doing that, I'll get this spell set up.
Admittedly, I'm going to stay inside for as long as possible. I'm feeling a little bit vulnerable, as she says, Annabelle, as my date left as she did. I seem to have broken another heart.
Oh.
She did seem quite disappointed.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's about even.
Harmony,
Yes.
until... We've only got a few more days until the whole stone tablet thing, right?
Yeah, 4. Less than 4.
Would you mind horribly if I crashed at your place? I don't have any means of protection at my own.
Tell you what,
And as much as Nikki is great at keeping guard, I don't.
I'll let you stay at my place if you let me look at that necklace.
Sure. I'd personally love to figure out what it can do, so.
Then we have a deal.
Excellent.
We'll stop by your place later so you can get some of your stuff.
With that burglary roll, you are able to quite easily acquire temporary transport. You are able to commandeer,
Borrow.
not nautical term, transport, and you all are able to leave Sushi Books for now. We'll see what happens, and you are able to drive to a location of your devising to try and set up a thaumaturgical ritual to track down Annabelle Malvora.
Yeah.
As we cut away from that back,
Of course.
jump back to Never. And the hi, I'm Manny. Nice to finally meet you. You are able to watch this scene unfold as many times as you want to get whatever details you want to try and get. Unfortunately, it looks like, as kind of Percy figured out, that this was kind of this spirit's main function. And so it doesn't appear to be able to answer any questions and is just sort of able to show you the events leading up to his death. And he wasn't really able to get a good look at his attacker, so that's fuzzy. But all of the other details around it are pretty sharp because this is where he lived for so long, and he knew this island, and he knew this lighthouse, and so everything else is very sharp. But the attacker and what kind of happened after his death get fuzzier and fuzzier and fuzzier, and then eventually just stop. The memories just stop. So if there's anything else you'd like to do, you can do that, or you can try to open the way back and get home.
Percy's going to be like, so the good news is we got this information.
It definitely wasn't, at least the 16-bit figure looks feminine, and it didn't sound like a feminine voice when the memory was played through. So
Are there
it could
any-
be Niccolo, maybe working through somebody, like the vampire. I don't know.
Or Annabelle, but angry,
Maybe. But
or a third player.
I also don't think Annabelle can do magic.
Well, no, maybe, but who knows? I mean, what kind of? So this would need to be a wizard.
At least doing this and stuff falling usually means magic. But it
Can, like Cole can do magic. It's just what each person's magic is different. I can do magic. I'm not a wizard.
but Cole's magic is different than wizard magic.
That's
Like-
wizard magic.
That definitely seemed more wizard magic than Fey magic. I know Fey magic a lot better than wizard magic.
So a wizard did it.
Of some sort. And that's what makes me think of Niccolo. Because he was powerful enough to work through a black court vampire. Which
Wait,
are
what?
big deals.
Oh, that was the thing that at the university, right?
Yes. Basically, if you think of Bram Stoker's Dracula, that's what they are.
Those are real too.
Yes. There's 3 different types of vampires. White Court, which is kind of what Cass is. She's a White Court vampire.
Okay.
I think we already did this rundown, but I'm going to do it again just in case.
I think we got the Cass as a white court, but not the other two rundown.
There's the Red Court, which is what currently the Wizards are having a war. I don't know why we're not involved, but that's the situation. Red Court, they can disguise themselves. They have fleshy masks and look like actual bats. Is the gist. They don't really come here that often. I've only heard a little bit about them. They come occasionally. And then we have the Black Court, which are like Dracula. More gaunt and deathy.
Okay. And this was definitely one of those lighthouses of power, or
Definitely seemed like it.
whatever Kieran was calling it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the good news. The bad news is I can't really open a way back.
What do you mean?
So the player is now going to inform everyone that Percy can only do this once an hour.
Or once a scene, I believe, right?
I was gonna say
It says once a scene, but like it's supposed to be a period of time.
Yeah.
So,
So the cool thing about the Never Never is time is fuzzy.
cool. Okay.
So we'll say for the purposes of this, you spend the requisite time in the Never Never, having gone over the scene multiple times, having some conversation with Manny. Maybe even Nikki gets to ask a few questions and gets to admire Manny, and Manny gets to talk to someone who isn't you for the first time in quite some time.
Yeah, that probably makes him a little happy.
only a little bit.
And then eventually, after the requisite time, you feel it's kind of weird from you because you've never done it back to back in the same spot before. You've never done this before, so it's still new to you. And you kind of get this strange sensation that the door is open again.
Okay.
It's almost like you opened a window, you jump through it, and then the window shut behind you. And now you can feel the breeze coming back as if the window has cracked open again, and you can throw it open once more. And you are free to do that, though you have no idea what's on the other side.
So I'm going to rewind it to All right, so that's the good news. The bad news is, wait a minute. There is no bad news. Hold on. He's gonna walk over and be like, "All right, we're clear to leave whenever you want."
He's
He's
So
gonna
how-
hold Manny's hand again and just be like,
I'm trying to figure out where would be the best way to open it. We don't get caught. Because I could just see us just popping out right in front of the freaking sheriff.
"You could open it
Uh,
somewhere else."
That's a scary thought too. I don't
Is
know
it?
how these things work, and you don't either. It could drop us in the ocean.
No, I feel like maybe no, maybe I feel like I don't know.
Can
Could
you
it do that? And he looks at Kieran.
Kieran just
Kieran-
seems to be like staring
Yeah.
off into space, like.
As
Uh,
expected. But
Actually, as you look at Kieran,
Oh shit.
you get the sense that the two of you need to get out right now, because you watch as Kieran starts to like fade, getting more and more and more and more translucent, and so does everywhere around you.
Oh shit.
I don't think there is another place to leave. Okay. Well, so much for subtlety. I'm opening it. You need to come
Okay.
with me now.
Go.
Manny, you
Yep.
too. Let's go.
Go.
And you three of you run out, and because you have these now, each of
Uh-huh.
you get one. Sheriff Alexis is right there, like,
Yep. I shouldn't have said anything.
yeah. But
It
You-
wasn't seismic. It looks like it was a structural issue. We're gonna head back.
well, no. You're under arrest for something.
Let me know when you figure it out. I'll be in Boston.
No, stop. You
Mm-hmm.
you did a disappearing thing, and that's somehow illegal, and I don't know what the hell just happened.
I've
It was
checked. I'm
magic.
pretty sure that disappearing is not illegal. Otherwise, David Copperfield would be the world's greatest criminal.
I was good. I just said it's magic, and it literally is magic. And I just keep walking.
Yeah,
They're
you
both
guys-
walking back confidently to the boat.
She's like slowly following you, but like you could tell, like this is a human who has experienced the blue screen of death and isn't really capable of. Like she's following you because that's what she's supposed to be doing, but like other than that, like her brain is just like, please reboot my exe and try again, because you all just stepped out of midair, out of nowhere. You weren't there, and then you were there, and she's just like,
No, that's not what happened. Something
You
she'll make up
must-
something.
You
Yeah.
You must not have slept. You must be overtired.
No, it didn't. I don't. It just.
You didn't
And
have enough
you-
coffee this morning. You'll be fine.
Yeah, she
It's
just
probably
kind
too
of
much coffee.
she kind of just stutters and just is unable to form a coherent sentence. But she looks up and she says, "I got to call this into my superiors,"
Not actually reaching for her handcuffs though, so
and that's where those fate points come in.
So, as they're walking away, Percy's kind of gonna lean into Nikki and whisper, like, "I've never had anything like that happen. Can we leave her alive? How does this work?"
I literally just laugh out loud. We're like
Can we leave her alive?
we're the good guys. We don't hurt people.
Right. Of course.
wait.
Cole's like, wait a minute.
Wait, we've been the good guys this whole time. Shit.
I'm on the wrong stream.
Nikki
Uh,
thinks she's a good guy. One of the good guys.
Yes.
Let's see how
I
that
don't-
works out.
I don't want to, but I don't know these laws as well as, Harmony and.
You are able to continue to have this conversation as you get on the ferry, and the ferry just drives away, and the sheriff's just like, she pulling out her cell phone. Actually, as she's pulling out her cell phone, she snaps pictures of you and calls her superior.
Oh,
Percy
if
would
only
like to
there
point
was a
out
wizard
that he
there.
gave a fake name.
He gave a
This
fake
lady.
name, but
But you
your picture
Yep.
is not gonna be fake because you are not
And-
Cole.
And she
And we
also
know
knows
Nikki.
me.
And she knows who Nikki
Yeah,
is.
Nikki is kind of.
I'm always screwed in these situations, and
Yeah.
it's okay.
So you are able to get on the ferry and make your way home. Make your way to the car the bike that Nikki brought. And as per our earlier discussions, I'm sure Nikki has a backup helmet for
Yep.
such an occasion.
It's a red helmet.
I was hoping it was bright pink, but red works too. And you are able to get a ride back to Portland on a motorcycle in September. It's a little chilly.
That's what the leathers are for.
Yeah. Percy wasn't really dressed for motorcycling, so Percy might be a little cold.
There is like a backup, like leather padded jacket, maybe not even leather, but those padded jackets that like it's breathable for biking. Yeah, so you don't have to wear leather specifically, but you have padding.
I like the idea of Percy not having anything, and then like as he's sitting, Manny's like, because Manny doesn't have to do this, but Manny's like sitting on his lap, kind of, and just laughing at him the entire way back, just like, I told you to prepare. I told you to be ready. It's gonna be cold today, but did you get a jacket? No.
I would have made you wear the jacket because safety.
Yeah.
You're lucky. You're lucky your friend was prepared because you weren't.
And so y'all are on your way back to Portland. So, meanwhile, thaumaturgical ritual happens, and your tracking spell says that away.
Right.
So I'm guessing you go that away.
We go that away.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you follow, and just like with Dres, it doesn't here. It's kind of like it's that, and you kind of have to.
Adam, you're breaking up a little.
Yep. It just said on Zoom, your internet connection is unstable.
Uh-oh.
Your hand is wonderfully blurred in front of your face, too. It's actually a pretty hilarious scene right now.
That's
there we
pretty
go.
cool.
Hey, yeah, you're back now.
You're back.
All right, I'm back.
Good.
That was weird. I don't really know what happened.
We had the hand in front of the face. I was waiting to cut to a picture of a cat sitting in front of
So you are following the spell, but it is not GPS, so it doesn't give you turn-by-turn directions.
Sure.
And eventually, you come to a building. This building is quite familiar to many of you. It says Yara International on the outside.
Really?
Plot twist.
Right.
Well, the good
I
news
think
is...
we're gonna.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think we're gonna need backup.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
And as you're like, well, shit. Annabelle comes walking out the front door, laughing with some guards who appear to be like bodyguards. And
If I can get down.
Good dog.
she moves out of the building, and you see what you assume to be Glamour Far Elves close the door behind her, and she just moves into a town car, and the town car drives away.
All right. Speaking of glamour, I want to veil the interior of the car so it looks like a family of three.
Okay.
Somebody completely different. Guy, girl, and Kasara, you get to be the teenager.
Sweet.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Cole, how good are you at tailing cars?
We're about to find out.
Was she
Ain't
still wearing
bad.
the same dress, out of curiosity?
Still wearing the same dress.
That's how we were able to follow her.
Well, I thought she may have changed before she left Yara. That's all I was asking.
Possibly. Well, that's a good question. Harmony, is your spell still up?
Is it?
It's still tracking, and it's pointed right at the sedan.
I mean, she's still wearing the same dress when she got in the car, right?
We're still hot.
All right,
So
cool.
so roll me that driving roll.
All right.
I'm not the slightest bit terrified. Of course not.
Okay. Let's see. Driving. Well, I am in this case, I think gonna drive it like I stole it.
Sure.
And because I rolled a -1, giving me a fair result, I would like to bump that up to great.
Okay. So it looks easy enough to follow this town card, though it takes a few turns and twists that you were not expecting, but nothing too crazy.
And when it takes unexpected turns, I'm not going to do stupid stuff because I've got Harmony to kind of help keep us on track.
Sure.
So,
And so you can stay back a little bit further than you would normally have as a single tail. And you kind of stop at stoplights that you might not normally stop at, and like you just keep following.
I was going to say, would that be an aspect I could tag? That we have
Yes, I would say in that would be an aspect you could tag once, and then use fate points to tag again.
Sure. If it becomes necessary, I'll leave that.
And you get to essentially what is the Deering part of town. So this is kind of north and west of the main city of Portland. When all of a sudden, 3 big Suburbans block either side of your car, and one comes in behind you, and they slowly try to force you to not drive straight line anymore.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
All
Time for you to
right.
get creative.
Do you yield, or do you try to outdrive these people?
Oh, come on.
Drive.
Drive it like you stole it, quite literally. Come on.
Boys. I just kind of glanced at the boys. All right. Let's have some fun with this.
Okay.
If I am permitted, I would like to try to blow out the tires.
Sure.
So
I would worry about you hexing the car.
I'm worried about me hexing the car too.
you can absolutely do that. You can absolutely blow out tires. But you will not like the end result to your car.
Oh.
Hey,
Okay.
cool. Nope,
Yeah.
that's a different. Never mind. We left that shotgun in the other car, didn't we?
Yup.
Damn.
So let's see. Let me look at something real quick. Because we're getting close to the end, so it's fine. Go away. Percy, it's not there. Nikki's not there. Kasara,
Mm-hmm.
your alertness ain't bad.
Mm-hmm.
You notice something particular about these SUVs before Harmony begins to. Oops, did I do that? They have a certain logo on the outside of the cars.
Okay.
A logo you are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
It says Yara International.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yep. Guys, they're all working for Yara. It's all coming together, so to speak.
Damn it, Andy was right.
Well, you know.
So, do you stop for Yara or do you try to fight Yara?
Oh, hell.
Gas is still like, drive it like you stole it. Come on.
I mean,
Come
we haven't
on.
done anything wrong.
That's right. We haven't done anything wrong. We're just out for it. Well, they wouldn't care that I stole this car, right?
They're going to kill
Well-
us. They're here with Annabelle.
And you know what? They
They're
can
going to
only
hurt us.
enforce. They can only enforce the law on people they catch. Let's go.
Okie doke. Roll it.
Oh, come on. Well, unfortunately, I can't invoke the tracking spell here,
Nope.
but I am looking for a good out.
Okay, so that's a 4. So you beat their wash, which was a 3 total in driving, and you shift it into a different gear or whatever you do, super cool driving maneuvers to get out of their boxing. and you're starting to lose your tail, however, because now you are trying to avoid 3 Suburbans, and the tail is going a different way. So you're kind of at a junction where you can try to get away from Yara, but you will lose the tail. If you try to stay with the tail, Yara might make you not be driving forward anymore.
We know how to find Yara. Let's head back.
Well, we know she's working with them anyway.
Yeah, we don't know where she's going.
They do.
What are we going to do about it when we get to her?
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, I was going to say we note the house and drive on, but yeah.
That's my concern.
We got more information than we had. Let's
The Yara thing is a big thing to know.
discretion, better part of valor, and
I just don't know what we're going to do with the Yara thing. I mean, the organization is so much...
Let's talk to another wizard. We might need 2 on this case.
I'm gonna let them discuss this while I try and duck down an alley.
I mean, Andy's not going to be happy, that's for sure.
No,
roll
Andy's
one
never
more
happy.
driving.
Okay, come on, dice, help me out here.
In my short-lived experience of knowing Andy, I don't think he's ever happy.
There we go.
A hell of a final roll.
I'll take it.
You managed to duck down a back alley, through a side street. You swing up a one-way the wrong way and then pop over to a different street, and Yara seemingly has been left behind.
Okay, quick, let's change cars.
And I assumed you were going to quick change cars. And we'll say that happens easily. So something... Annabelle and Yara is somehow a thing now, and you're not quite sure what the heck is going on.
You know what's great about this? I thought maybe we'd have to break into Annabelle's house, but now I guess I'm going to have to break into a Yara facility.
And that's a lot worse.
What could possibly go wrong?
Somewhere else in Portland, there is a man. He appears to be tied up and struggling against binds, and the train's about to go by and make a really loud noise. I apologize. He's muffled, and he's in a soundproof room. And you see the tiniest bit of flame kind of seep out of his tear duct and burn down his cheek as it drips onto the ground and kind of smolders for a second and goes out. Somewhere in Portland. And that is where we will leave off for the evening because we've only got 4 minutes before 11.
Damn it, Adam! I know I'm looking for him. I'm trying.
I thought you were going to tell me he's bound and you're going to hear a train go by because
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's actually, yeah, same. I thought that was the direction this is going in.
No, the train is just. Luckily, it's going the wrong way, so you didn't have to hear the horn, or the right way, I guess, in this instance. So we will have to figure out what the heck's going on in Portland next Friday, as things are heating up, metaphorically and figuratively and literally. So, as always, I am your DM, Adam. At Adam_J_Pearson on the tweeters where I tweet about things. And I use he, him pronouns. You can find me here next Friday where we will continue this amazing story with my amazing players, and I will let my amazing players do their outros, starting in reverse order with CJ.
Hey, I'm CJ Hunter. I am at Commander Pulsar on Twitch and Twitter. Tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to be in my kitchen cooking stuff and going over recipes. We're going to make hot chocolate and mulled cider and do some spice recipes. Other than that, this week I'm obsessed with Desert Bus for Hope, which is twitch.tv/DesertBus, which is raising money for Child's Play charities. And other than that, I just kind of do gaming and I do this. So I will see you guys next week when I hopefully get to steal more stuff.
Continuing in reverse order, our resident tech wizard and real wizard and harmony wizard, Danielle.
everybody. I'm Danielle at Racontora on Twitter. Also here on Twitch. You can find me right here on Variant Rolls on Wednesdays at 7:30, where I run Dungeons and Deductibles, which is all about fantasy insurance, and it's a lot more exciting than it sounds. They're running around a mausoleum right now. It's going to be real fun next week. And you can also find me Saturdays, although not this Saturday, at Other Doc's channel, where I play Vormera Vanas in The Edge of Paradox, an Invisible Sun game. We are doing the directed campaign, and it is very fun. So, yeah, you can find me in any of those places.
Very
Also on
cool.
Twitter.
Also here.
Also-
Continuing on to Nick.
Hello, I am Nick. You can find me at 2KNick, TWOKNIKK, on the Twitter machines. I am also the tech lead for Roll for Change, who is doing a stream tomorrow for Geeks of Grandeur. So if you would like to donate to help children in need, children with illness, get specialty devices to help them play games, then you can go to twitch.tv/roll4change. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. PST, it's going to be a 9-hour stream of various games. There's some Honey Heist. There's a bunch of fun stuff. Come on, hang out. Go to the Roll for Change Twitter to see exactly what's going on.
Very cool. Very cool. Continuing on the outros to Natalie.
Hi! I've been your White Court Vampire Therapist Trash Fire. It's been great. My name's Natalie, also known on the universe as Chaotic Rogue. So at Chaotic Rogue is the best place to find me on Twitter and Instagram, where you can find, I just tweet a lot about GTRPG stuff or mental health. One of those two typically. You can find me with the Mage College, where we create TTRPG third-party content. We just dropped a Time Magic Sorcerer subclass today on our Patreon, which has been kind of fun to work on. And otherwise, you can catch me also on alternating Sundays on Goldheart Gaming, where I play in Legacy of Eldrin. So I'll be doing that on Sunday, where I play a mystical miscreant tiefling warlock who may or may not have a really cute new crush that she's gushing over. So, you know, it's Dungeons and Smoochies. That's what I've called this game now.
Perfect.
It's wonderful.
Rounding out our outros for this evening, we come back to Selena.
Hi, I'm Selena. You can find me at ABCDFAR on the Twitters. And this is all I'm doing. I have nothing to shill, so that is me.
Excellent. We thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you had fun, as much fun as we had. We are going to try and raid Dice Priori, so stick around while we try to raid Dice Priori. We're not sure if Danielle has raid permissions, and she does! Yay! So, thank you for coming along with us. Stay whimsical. Have a good night, and is it Friday yet? Good night, everyone. All right, it looks like we successfully raided.